I believe we are live. We are going live this evening. It's a Sunday evening. It is June 29th, 2025. This is an emergency broadcast. I was not planning on doing this, but there was an active manhunt going on in North Idaho, right outside Coeur d'Alene, beautiful city. And so what has happened here is there was an active shooter. There still is an active shooter, potentially an ambush. He called out... by the way, there might be more than one. It could be a whole collective of people. Maybe it's not just one person. But anyway, a couple hours ago, maybe 4 hours ago, there was a brush fire that was reported. Firefighters were called. A bunch of firefighters rolled up to put out the fire. And people in the tree line, maybe one, maybe multiple people, opened fire on the firefighters. It was a trap. It was an ambush. Last I heard, 2 firefighters have been killed. That is absolutely terrible. Numerous others have been injured, and now we are working through breaking updates. There is a manhunt underway right now. We are tracking a police helicopter who is flying over the air, trying to figure out what is going on, okay? And so right now, the FBI is getting involved. The local Coeur d'Alene police are getting involved. They've got SWAT officers on the scene. This entire situation is completely out of hand. I have a breaking news video as of 17 minutes ago. This is what we're talking about.
Well, people in that area need to be very careful because the sheriff has also said that if anybody gets a clear shot at the shooter or shooters, that they should take them out. And this is going to make it very difficult for law.
The police have said, if you see this guy or guys in the woods, kill him, shoot him. The police have, because right now, listen, North Idaho is full of outdoorsmen, backpackers, hunters, hikers in this area. A lot of people carry guns out here. They've put out a public warning. If you see this guy, shoot him and kill him. There might be multiple people. We don't know exactly why this is happening, what is going on, how many people are involved, what is the motive. We don't know.
Law enforcement to try to determine who is in their sights. Maybe there's some innocent people, and they certainly don't want to take innocent individuals out. But this is a very fluid, active situation there in the Coeur d'Alene, Idaho area. And by the way, Molly, I've been in that area. This is right around the Canfield Mountain area there. Well...
Okay, we're trying to get up to speed here. I'm arriving to this story a little bit late. We're getting caught up here. 9 firefighters and 2 police officers have been shot. A suspect started a wildfire to lure law enforcement into a secluded area. Shots were reportedly fired from a hillside. They're speculating it's multiple shooters. This was an elaborate plan. And folks, like I said, right now, nobody has any freaking idea what is going on. Looks like you have another helicopter flying off here. So this is the area that the shooting took place. I want to show you on Google Maps real quick. So guys, this is called Hayden Lake. This is Coeur d'Alene, North Idaho. I'll zoom out. Idaho, in the Panhandle. Okay, the long top part of Idaho. Not a lot of people live up here, but they have one big town. It's called Coeur d'Alene. This is called Hayden Lake. Really expensive property, private neighborhoods, golf course is expensive. A lot of celebrities have vacation homes up here. Very affluent area, very affluent town, expensive houses, a very, it's an expensive place to live. Vacation property type of place. Anyway, in these woods right here, just south of Hayden Lake, all of this is going on right now. You've got hiking trails. This is very dense forest, okay, for miles and miles and miles and miles to the east. Miles and miles all the way into Montana. It just goes on and on forever. There's the border, Idaho and Montana border. It just never ends for miles and miles and miles. So what they're worried about right now is that if this guy or guys, people are not caught, that they're going to get away. That's how, that's the concern at the moment. Now, I do have one piece of, what's going on here? I do have one piece of breaking news I want to share real quick. Is Coeur d'Alene woke as hell? No, this is actually a very conservative area. Idaho is a super conservative state. Now, This is one of the conspiracies that's going on at the moment right now. I don't know if this is true, but I figure I will talk about this with you guys. I want to show you on the map here. This is where the helicopter is flying. The manhunt is going on right now. Okay, folks, 24 years ago to the day, on the exact day, 24 years ago exactly, there was an Aryan Nations, Aryan Brotherhood sort of neo-Nazi compound up here, and it got cleared out, and then they burned down the facility. They kicked everybody out, they broke up the group, and then they burned down the facility that they were operating out of just north of the lake. It's up here in one of these neighborhoods. This is 24 years ago. Well, 24 years later, to the exact day, there is this crazy situation. That is one of the conspiracy theories right now. Who knows if that's true? People are also saying that, what's his name? Travis Decker, in Washington, I believe, a couple weeks ago, killed his own 3 daughters and left their bodies at a campsite. And there's been a manhunt for this other guy called Travis Decker for the last couple weeks. They haven't found him. One of the conspiracies is that this man on the run, this dangerous man on the run who killed his own daughters, named Travis Decker, is actually out here in North Idaho now, and he's the one doing this. That is also one of these conspiracies. Nobody knows. Nobody has any idea. Could be who the hell knows. Okay, so we are trying to analyze all of our ideas. This is posted just a couple minutes ago. Breaking: the DHS has deployed air assets. They're now being flown over the Idaho scene where the search is active for the shooter, and it continues. This is Department of Homeland Security. Helicopters are inbound. Reportedly, it's suspected that 2 brothers who have posted about doing this on social media, and maybe 4 dead now. Here's what I need. Because this is a very emergency improv stream here. Kathy, or if anybody else can help me get some news update feeds on what is going on here. I have a couple of them open right now, but the more update feeds I have, the better. Because right now I've got limited information at the moment. So I'm trying to piece this together. Right now we do have police snipers. DHS are on the scene. The FBI is on the way. The FBI has a big office in Seattle. Allegedly, they are on the way as well. So I'm trying to get some more information here. See here. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Yeah, some people are saying false flag. This is as of 1 hour ago. Firefighters were ambushed while responding to a brush fire. At least 2 are dead. Bodies are still on the mountain, says the sheriff. The FBI and the U.S. Marshals are on the scene. Cops are actively taking sniper fire. This was an hour ago. The sheriff said the cops are still actively taking sniper fire. There are possibly multiple shooters. 0 suspects are in custody. This is bad. This is very not good at all. And I'm trying to find some more feeds here. Who hurts a firefight? I mean, this is what we were talking about earlier. You know, we know that there are people, they don't like police officers. They say ACAB, they're Antifa members, whatever. Okay, we know those people exist. Who doesn't like firefighters? Is there some anti-firefighter agenda? I not that I'm aware of. There was something I was going to show you right here. Where is this? 13 minutes ago. A Black Hawk chopper appears to be heading to the scene. That's the entire clip.
I'm hoping that somebody has a clear shot and is able to neutralize, because they are not, at this point in time, showing any evidence of wanting to surrender. So as soon as somebody has a clear shot, I encourage them to take that shot and neutralize the threat.
As soon as somebody has a clear shot, take the shot, neutralize the threat. He is saying that, this is the sheriff, he's saying that not to just police officers, but to everybody in the area. If you're a civilian, if you're a random guy, if you see him, kill him.
Got in the road screaming at them. I was like, move.
Cops are on the way. The police are setting up a perimeter. They're all armored up. They're out there staging. Okay, this is, one moment here. If somebody could help do me a favor, if anybody has okay, that I'm not going to play. Thank you, Ridiculous. What I'm looking for is like a live update feed from the police officers themselves or from the local PD. That's what I'm trying to find. Core, Deline, Twitter. Yeah, it's probably the CDPAD, CDAPD. That's probably what I'm looking for here. Well, actually, they don't even use that page. We are tracking the helicopter right now. Sleeper. I mean, yeah, you could maybe try to say that this is an Iranian sleeper cell. There are 100 different ways that this could go right now. Police scanner AP, is that the name of the page? Let me take a look here. No. Once again, okay, if anybody has a Twitter page, just make it very easy. If you have a Twitter page that you think would be good to track during this, that would help a lot. There is no mugshot. Nobody knows what this guy, there might be multiple people. Nobody knows what they look like. Nobody has any idea. North Idaho News. Give me one moment here. North Idaho News, okay? Let me take a look here. They haven't posted anything in 5 days. Kootenai County, okay. Maybe they're doing live updates here. They have not posted anything in a month. Okay, so once again, I am trying to find Google Broadcastify for police fire scanner. Okay. I'm going to keep looking around. Let me see here. Thank you, Lay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. CDA Press, okay. Really, I'm just looking for some Twitter pages here that are covering this news so I can try to relay live updates here. But every single recommendation in the live chat is not actually, there's nothing. So I'm going to keep looking around here. As of 9 minutes ago, the DHS is inbound. That is what we're seeing right now. Is it Rambo? Yeah, it sounds like the plot out of a movie, but really, this is just freaking terrible. The police scanners are totally normal. This is the thing with police scanners. Like 99% of the time, they are not really worth listening to, I think. Like I said, if I could have some help, if anybody here's tuning in, if you could help me figure out, I'm looking for some live update Twitter feeds of people posting live updates regarding all of this. That would be, if you could help, if anybody could help figure that out, that would be very helpful. Because right now, I'm scanning around and I don't know. I don't actually see any breaking news happening right now. I think the manhunt is on. They're just trying to hunt this guy right now. They've got helicopters flying overhead. If you are tuning in right now, if you're new to the broadcast, there is a manhunt going on right this very second in North Idaho. Effectively, about 4 hours ago, there was a brush fire that was started south of Lake Hayden in North Idaho, just east of Coeur d'Alene. A bunch of firefighters responded to the brush fire call, and then somebody, maybe multiple people hiding in the woods, opened fire on the firefighters, killing 2 of them, maybe more of them. Multiple firefighters are injured right now, and the shooter or shooters have not been found. They have not been found. There's a manhunt going on right this very moment.
Hey, George Webb here in Coeur d'Alene at the shooting. Canfield Mountain behind me. You all have heard the 2 fighter fires being killed. We also have a word, we've talked to a police officer that police officer's been shot as well. Up to 8 additional victims here in this shooting. Rapid fire, sportsman rifle. Could be 1 to 3, 4, 5 even. We don't even know how big the group is. You can see, I believe this is the Spokane County coming in from Washington. This is close to the border between Washington and a sniper team from Washington over here. So you can see that there's 2 helicopters lazily circling the fire. They're not able to get, at least the...
Here's the thing with helicopters circling over this. Guys, if you actually have multiple people in the woods, in the hills out here with rifles, they could start taking shots at helicopters. How hard is it to shoot a helicopter out of the sky? Well, it depends on how high it's flying, I guess. But if these things are flying low, trying to find people on the ground, what are the odds they start taking shots from the people on the ground?
The latest police briefing here because they can't get to the fire because they're still taking fire. So you can hear the police in the background here. It's 6:24. The sheriff said it may be a multi-day event trying to catch these guys. We just went into the back approaches to the switchback to the trail entrances over to Canfield. We didn't see any police there. So if they come over the mountain, they're coming out this way, and there's nothing really to stop them unless they come between here and the high school. So we'll leave it right there. George Webb reporting from one of the worst active shooter incidents.
Terrible. And so, folks, like we said, this is what is so curious about this. This wooded area, lots of hiking trails. It's just right outside of town, guys. Like just over. This is like nice, beautiful residential neighborhood. Families, everybody's hanging out, peaceful, and then you just go right into the woods over here. Just a probably 45-minute walk into the woods, and maybe less than that, and you have this active shooting going on. Shooters in the woods. Once again, these neighborhoods just north along the coast of Lake Hayden, this is like private gated community, super wealthy, $3 million houses. And so this is happening in a very curious place. This is not, I wouldn't say it's in the middle of nowhere. It's just right outside of town. And as you can see here, here's the helicopter. We've got a police helicopter that we are tracking right now. There are a couple of conspiracies right now. Is that one, this is the Aryan Nation or the Aryan Brotherhood. We said this earlier, but 24 years ago, exactly on the day, there was I guess this was like an Aryan Nation headquarters up here, just north of the lake. We are south of the lake here, just north of the lake. There was an Aryan Brotherhood compound up here that was destroyed 24 years ago to the day. So some people are speculating that is a part of this. You've got people saying it's Iranian sleeper cells. You've got people saying it's cartels. The Department of Homeland Security is on the way. And right now, we're just trying to piece this together. Okay, so you guys are in this with me. I appreciate everybody here. Thank you all for tuning in. I can show you, this is an Idaho news station right here. I want to take a look at this. This is as of 1 hour ago on the scene. They're blocking off roads. You've got cops all, this is a SWAT vehicle all over the place. Full force. You have another one here. Okay, so this is a recap as of 2 hours ago. Police are actively, this is 2 hours ago. The police that showed up on the scene were actively taking sniper fire on Canfield Mountain. That's the mountain we're talking about. The firefighters were ambushed while responding to a brush fire. At least 2 firefighters have been killed. Do me a favor and post an F in the chat to show your respect. That's an old video game term. But anyway, F in the chat to show respect for those deceased firefighters. That's terrible. F in the chat. There is an unknown number of gunmen. Unknown number. Could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 of them. Nobody knows. The FBI are en route. The sheriff, if police have a clear shot, take it. The sheriff has issued a public decree. If you have a shot, kill him. Kill them. Idaho lawmakers are condemning the gunfire ambush on firefighters in Coeur d'Alene on a Sunday night. Right over here on the West Coast right now, folks, it is 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Actually, in Coeur d'Alene, it might be 8 p.m. almost. They might be 1 hour ahead of me. I'm not sure. But we are putting this together. I'm trying to get live updates for you guys. Thank you all very much. This is an unfolding story. This broadcast, I apologize, is a little bit hectic. So thank you all very much for giving me your patience and bearing with me while we try to get to the bottom of this. Because we just, first off, we don't know what the hell is going on. Second off, I'm trying to get my ducks in order and figure out where I can find the breaking news here as all this is unfolding. Okay, this is, folks, this is as of an hour and a half ago. At least 2 firefighters have been confirmed killed by the shooters, multiple plural maybe, that are still at large on Canfield Mountain near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, with several other first responders injured in the ambush. According to law enforcement, the shooters, plural maybe, who are still they're still firing at police from atop the mountain. They are believed to be wearing camouflage and wielding long rifles, with at least 1 shooter known to be involved, although multiple others are possible. So, folks, I want to show you on the map here. If this is a highly planned or premeditated endeavor, okay, listen, you're spamming a little bit too much, dude. You know, if this is, well, I can't even moderate my own chat. Anyway, the point is, if this is a premeditated attack here, and this was weeks or months in the making, they might have had an escape route. Guys, look at how big this forest is. Right now, we are scanning this right here. You have this is all federal forest. No houses, no buildings, just pure, untouched, wild land, forest land. If they had an escape plan, nobody's ever going to find these guys. If this was premeditated, if this is all part of a plan, if they spent weeks putting this together, it's going to be pretty damn hard to catch these guys. Pretty damn hard. Because keep on, this is where we are looking right now. This is very not good. Some people are saying it's Antifa. All we know right now, if you are new, let me give you a recap. What we know right now, about 4.5 hours ago, there was a brush fire that was called in 911. Hey, there's a fire out here. The firefighters showed up. The second the firefighters got to the scene, they started getting fired at from people up on the hill or in the brush. They think there were multiple shooters. It was an ambush. The fire was fake. It was an ambush. The fire, as far as I know, 2 firefighters are dead. Other police officers have showed up. I think 8 first responders have been shot and wounded. 2 are dead. And right now there's a manhunt for these people in the hills. They have no idea where they are. As of an hour ago, there was still shooting going on. First responders are on the scene. They think that the shooters are wearing camouflage up in the hills. And when we say hills, this is what we're talking about. Can I show you kind of what we're talking about here? I want you to imagine, well, this is during the winter, but this is the type of terrain that we're talking about, folks. They're on the top of the peak of the mountain peak here. But I wonder if can I get an image from the summer, maybe, where it's not all snowy? Okay, folks, this is the type of environment that we're talking about. So if there are camouflaged shooters up here in the woods on the slopes, this is a problem. This is a big problem. This is the type of heavily forested, dense forest that we're talking about. Is this another winter picture? These woods up here are very dense, super, super thick. And so right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are tracking a police helicopter. And I am looking around for the best updates I can possibly try to give you at the moment. Trying to see what I can find here. I'll play this again for anybody new just tuning in.
Well, people in that area need to be very careful because the sheriff has also said that if anybody gets a clear shot at the shooter or shooters, that they should take them out. And this is going to make it very difficult for law enforcement to try to determine who is in their sights. Maybe there's some innocent people, and they certainly don't want to take innocent individuals out. But this is a very fluid, active situation there in the Coeur d'Alene, Idaho area. And by the way, Molly, I've been in that area. This is right around the Canfield Mountain area there.
Okay, I've got some new pictures for you guys. Take a look. This is on the scene. So this was a fire that they believe was intentionally started as a bait, as a trap, to get the first responders out kind of in the middle of nowhere, to draw them out into an ambush. There were shooters in the hills. And the second the first responders showed up, the shooting started. They walked into a kill box, pretty much is what happened. I have an article that was published about a minute ago. Idaho shooting, two killed in sniper ambush at Canfield Mountain. We're looking at that right here as firefighters and police officers come under siege from rifle fire in Kootenai County near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Firefighters were ambushed by sniper fire while responding to a blaze in a northern Idaho mountain community on Sunday, killing at least 2 people and unleashing barrages of gunfire over several hours in an attack the governor of Idaho called heinous. We're going to keep reading that here in a moment, but there was something that I saw. There was a super chat here. Grandpa Barney, thank you very much, first off, for the super chat. Dude, how messed up do you have to be to shoot firefighters? Or anybody ever at all for that matter, but firefighters especially. This is insane. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office said crews responded to a fire at Canfield Mountain just north of Coeur d'Alene around 1:30 p.m. local time. So the fire, guys, was 5.5 hours ago. The gunshots were reported about a half hour later. So the gunshots started ringing out 5 hours ago. Sheriff Bob Norris said officials believed the 2 people were killed. Who were killed were fire personnel. He didn't know if anyone else was shot. We don't know how many suspects are up there, and we don't know how many casualties there are. Norris told reporters at a news conference, "We are actively taking sniper fire as we speak. Sniper fire is still going on as we speak. People are still coming off the mountain," the sheriff said, so I would assume it would be safe to assume that other people are still up there. Guys, once again, there are a bunch of hiking trails. If you live in Coeur d'Alene, you go hiking up here all the time. It's a beautiful wildlife area. So you have sniper shooters killing firefighters also mingled in with hikers. Now, I'm just going to be crazy here for a minute. Could you imagine a scenario where you have these shooters up there in the woods, they kill a couple people, they ditch their guns, they hide their guns in the woods, and then they come off the mountain and they say, "Oh wow, yeah, we heard there was a shooter up there. Man, that's crazy. We fled because, you know." So all the hikers have been called off of the mountain now. What I'm saying is it would be pretty damn easy to have the shooters try to get mixed up in the hikers and say, "Oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. We're wrong place, wrong time." It's going to be, guys, it's going to be really hard to figure out what the hell is going on here. It's going to be really hard. Michael, you need to stop spamming AI generated. Can you do me a favor and stop? That's super annoying. Okay. We don't know how many suspects are up there. I'm trying to find some updates here. Kootenai County Sheriff overseeing the operation at Ethel, Idaho, has authorized law enforcement to use lethal force. And then, so now we have a lethal force order. God forbid we have an innocent person die. Guys, this is the type of town. Everybody has a gun. Everybody loves to go outside and hunt and go hike in the woods with your gun. These are gun-loving people up here. This is conservative country people. Okay. Now, it is entirely possible you've got just innocent random hikers out here hiking around the woods with their guns. That's legal. You can do that. I've done that. I've gone hiking in the woods with my gun. Okay. God forbid a random innocent person gets shot out here just because they've got a gun out in the woods and they're in the wrong place at the right time. God forbid. That would be a pretty easy mistake to make. Governor Brad Little said multiple firefighters were attacked. This is a heinous direct assault on our brave firefighters. I ask all Idahoans to pray for them. That's true. And their families as we wait to learn more, Little said on X. Nora said it appeared the sniper was hiding in the rugged terrain and using a high-powered rifle. High-powered rifle. He said he instructed deputies to fire back if you see him. I'm hoping that somebody has a clear shot and is able to neutralize because they're not at this point in time showing any evidence that they want to surrender. Folks, if you're a local police officer in a small town, like it's not a big town. If you're a local officer in a small town, let's be honest, this is terrible. You are not trained, probably not even equipped to deal with camouflaged mountain snipers, right? This is a bad situation. Very, very bad. That's not your everyday status quo work you're type of doing. Who shoots at firefighters, man? Find him. And STK, YouTube algo won't let me, so I don't even know what that means, but hey, I'm with you. I think I know what you mean. Thank you very much. Shy RLC with a super chat says, as an Idahoan, this makes me sick to my stomach. You may want to do some deep research prior to moving to North Idaho, Matt. You'll be surprised what you'll find. So, not that you guys care about this. My wife and I, we have been looking at houses in this area of Idaho. We are maybe about to buy a house in this area of Idaho, in this town right here. And now this shooting is going on. This, just within a 5-minute drive. This is freaking crazy. This is nuts. What a small world. It's terrible. It could be meth head tweakers out in the hills. Who knows? It could be a CIA psyop, somebody says. Who knows? Now, an armed individual or individuals is currently shooting at first responders at the scene of an ongoing brush fire near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, likely killing 2 first responders, officials said Sunday afternoon. The ambush took place as fire crews were responding to a brush fire on Canfield Mountain. 2 people were fatally shot. I'm going to go back to the flight track. Listen, they're just flying in circles. They're trying to find this guy, just flying in circles here. 2 people were fatally shot, Kootenai County Sheriff said. No police officers were hit in the shooting so far, though first responders continue to take active sniper fire from what appear to be multiple positions, the sheriff said at the briefing. So, if right now we know for a fact that this sniper fire has been ongoing for at least 3 hours, okay? That means that these shooters, they hung around. They wanted to keep on killing people. They weren't looking to kill 1 or 2 people and then ditch and run and try to escape. They were looking to shoot, to kill people, hang out, and try to kill more people because they've been there bunkered down, taking shots for hours. This is freaking crazy. And right now, folks, once again, 2 firefighters are dead. No police officers have been hit. Multiple heroic firefighters were attacked today while responding to a fire in North Idaho, said Governor Brad Little. You know, I don't know about this area of North Idaho specifically, but I can talk about all up and down Oregon and Washington. we have cartel problems in our woods, in our mountains, all up and down Idaho, Washington, in the forests, in the woods. We have massive cartel operations. We have throughout this area of the country, we have cartel paramilitary operations. You have entire compounds of tens or dozens of cartel operators with body armor and helmets and guns, and they're making drugs. This is the operation at which they deal drugs from, and they just pretty much get left alone because local police doesn't have any capacity to stop them. If you're a local small town police force, you've got 5 people on the force in a town that only has, 3,000 people. You can't stop a cartel narco paramilitary operation, right? So I would levy a guess that they also have cartel problems up here. Is that what's going on now? I don't know, but I know we have that over closer to where I live. So I'm not sure. You got a couple options. You have Iranian sleeper cell. You have cartel paramilitary operation. You have Antifa far left terrorists. You have just insane person, lone actor, just crazy person. You have the Aryan Brotherhood. Some people are speculating Aryan Brotherhood. You have all different types of theories right now, because once again, one of the theories I keep seeing pop up all over Twitter right now is that, let me put, they call it the Aryan Inferno is what they call this. And I'll pull this up and show you this real quick, because maybe this ties in. The Aryan Inferno. Firefighters burn the former security house at the Aryan Nation headquarters near Hayden Lake, Idaho on Thursday. This was 24 years ago to the day. June 29th, 2001, 24 years ago to the day. So people are speculating that this is revenge from the Aryan nations or something. I don't know. They're saying the timing is weird. Now, as far as I understand it, I looked into this. This Aryan Nations headquarters, okay, this is where the manhunt is right now, just south of Hayden Lake. And the Aryan Nations headquarters was north of the lake. I believe it was up here in this area. So I just don't know. I'm only telling you this because this is one of these sort of conspiracy theories that everybody's talking about right now. I personally don't think that's the case if you care about my opinion, but hey, that's just my opinion. I would guess something else is going on here between you and me. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. I don't think anybody knows. I'm going to keep scanning around here, guys, trying to find what the heck is going on. And once again, I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That would help a lot. I would appreciate that a lot. And I am going to keep scanning what the frick is going on. What the frick? Here's the thing. If this is an Aryan Nations attack or whatever, Aryan Brotherhood, whatever, what is the significance of 24 years? Why 24 years? Why not 25 years later? Why not 10 years later? Why 24 years? Specifically, maybe 24 is some significance to them. I don't know. It could be some meth head tweaker up in the hills who's just high as a kite, tweaking out, and they're smoking meth. I don't know. I'm gonna keep scanning here. I'm scanning around. And, once again, all of these different ideas I'm throwing out, these are not necessarily my ideas. I don't think that that's what's going on, but I'm just tossing this out. Chris Kociolek with the $49.99. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. He says, Aryans don't target innocent firefighters. See, when I think of innocent firefighters being attacked in random acts of terrorism like this, I think far left radicals. I think this is some Antifa member. I think this is some far left radical terrorism. That's what pops in my head personally. But like I said, I'm just going through all of these options. I'm just throwing it all out there and maybe something will stick. Citizen M, thank you for the super chases. These shooters are using geography and a smokescreen. They are trained. Okay, now let me show you something here. There is another theory that we have not talked about yet that I think it's probably worth talking about real quick. Okay, there was a man in Washington. This happened a couple weeks ago in Washington State. There was a man, his name is... Where is this? Anyway, this is him. This is a guy, former military guy who, I hate to say this, I'm sorry to ruin your day, killed his own 3 daughters and dumped their bodies at a campsite. This guy has been missing for weeks. They have never found him. Travis Decker, thank you very much. This guy who killed his own children, left their bodies behind, has been missing. They haven't found him. There's been a manhunt for weeks now. This was in Western Washington a couple weeks ago. One of these ideas is that it's this guy, that this guy made his way over to North Idaho. It's about a 7-hour drive, 6-hour drive. He drove over there, and maybe he is doing this. Is that the case? I don't know. Nobody knows. Is it the Aryan Brotherhood? Is it, where does this article say, just so I don't forget, was it Travis Decker? God, just Travis Decker. That's just a terrible, disgusting story. Could be him. And so what I've heard is that this guy here is former military. He's highly trained or trained to some degree. And maybe he knows what he's doing. Folks, we have breaking news update. 11 firefighters have now been shot in the standoff at Idaho. 2 have been killed so far. The shooter is still active. He is still firing. The shooting is still going on. Maybe there are multiple shooters. We don't know if it's one or multiple. The shooting is still going on. You have had 11 firefighters get shot. 2 of them are dead. Might be multiple shooters. Whoever this is, whoever it is, they have a special place in hell waiting for them. Absolutely sickening. Got another breaking news article here I'm going to read with you folks. Officer, as of 10 minutes ago, officers are still under fire and 2 firefighters are dead after apparent ambush on first responders in Idaho. Apprehending the active shooter or shooters in the Canfield Mountain natural area may be more difficult for law enforcement because of the terrain and fire conditions. One thing fire does is provide cover for the suspect. Officials on the helicopter searching for the shooters do have the technological capabilities to see through the smoke, but it's still going to obscure the vision of the pilots and those coming up on the ground. So the ongoing fire that is going on up there is helping to protect and conceal the shooter. It's complicating the investigation or the manhunt, really. Guys, this seems like a highly premeditated operation. Do you guys feel the same way, yes or no? It seems like there was a huge amount of planning. This person perched up on the woods, on the hillside. They lit a fire down below to bait the first responders. They got up on the hillside. The first responders showed up. They started picking off the first responders. The fire is spreading. The smoke is obfuscating the search going on right now. Just further complicating everything. It's total chaos. And on top of that, there might be more than one shooter. There could be more than one. We don't know. Breaking news, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has been briefed on the active shooter standoff in Idaho. SWAT and federal authorities are on the scene after, quote, rapid sniper fire ongoing as of 5 seconds ago. Rapid, quote, rapid sniper fire is still ongoing at this very moment. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I see a lot of you guys are saying drones. They should start sending out drones. Like dozens of them. If you have a drone, just go and do it. Send that drone out. Absolutely. Okay, I'm scanning around here, folks. I'm taking a look. Gosh, this is just the worst freaking news ever. This is terrible. Okay, once again, a little refresh here, folks. 2 people were shot and killed when firefighters were ambushed on Canfield Mountain near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Sheriff's officers that responded to the scene are taking active sniper fire right this very moment. Kootenai County Sheriff Robert Norris has said civilians are coming off of the mountain right now as officials try to clear the mountain. I mean, you can imagine it's a nice, sunny summer Sunday evening. People are hiking through the woods. They're enjoying their time. They're having a fun time hiking all around. And I don't know how many people were up here. Dozens, maybe hundreds of people were hiking around the woods. It's a beautiful hiking trail. I want to show you again just the type of terrain that we are talking about. So, folks, this is the town. You can see it in the this is Coeur d'Alene. That's Coeur d'Alene down there. We're up here at the top of the mountain, and you know, people come up here. They go hiking, and this is a very, very dense, thick forest. That's the type of forest we have up in this part of the country. Super thick. Let me take a look at these super chats here. Right now, folks, we are following. So we're following a police helicopter. This helicopter, it looks like it's going home to get to refuel. It's going to come back out. Where is this guy going? Folks, keep an eye on this helicopter. So if you're a shooter up here and you're looking to escape, to get out of this situation, you got to go east. You either need to go east and start hiking miles through the woods. You've got an escape plan premeditated, or you come off the mountain along with all the peaceful civilian hikers and you try to pretend as if you are a random hiker. It is, guys, listen, it's totally possible. This shooter took their shots, killed a couple people. They hid their gun, ditched the gun. They're coming off the mountain now, pretending to be a hiker. They're saying, oh man, active shooter, man, we got to get out of here, when really they are the shooter. That makes this situation very scary, right? And who the hell knows? It's all of these, yeah, they try to blend in. This is a difficult situation to deal with. And once again, Coeur d'Alene, it's not a tiny little town, but it's a small town. You know, all things considered, they don't have maybe infinite resources to deal with this. They're maybe limited in some ways. This is a very difficult situation. Okay. A lot of people are saying Iranian sleeper cells. Gosh, guys, I just don't know. There are like 10 different things that this could be. Scanning for updates here. Once again, guys, 11 firefighters have been shot. 2 of them have been killed. The shooter, or shooters, plural, maybe, are still at large. Gosh, man. I'm just scanning around here. Stuff is just happening. So looks like they pulled back that one helicopter that we've been tracking. He had to go get some more fuel, and they sent a new one out here. We have a super chat here. Sue Jones, 6-9 is 9/11. Flip the 6. 2025 equals 9/29 equals 11. The Illuminati use dates to do their evil acts. Holy crap. Citizen M says the heat signatures of the shooters might be less clear or even fully distorted due to the heat from the open fire. Thermal drones might not even be an option. Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. I think you're probably right. And thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Logan Miller says, read about the 2001 Aryan Inferno. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier. this is one of the maybe speculative situations going on right here. 24 days ago to the day, June 29th, 2021, the authorities burned down and destroyed the headquarters of the Aryan Nations, which I guess was in North Idaho up until that point. Now we are focused on this mountain range right here, this forest here. As far as I understand it, the headquarters of the Aryan Nations was up here north of the lake in this area. So some people are saying, oh, it's the air. I don't really think that it is, personally. I don't really think so, but that is one of the 10 different conspiracies. I guess it's worth bringing up. I don't really think so, though. Folks, let me go say one thing to my wife real quick. I'm going to let you watch this helicopter. Give me one moment real quick. Okay, we are back. You know, there are just a series of, I want to get this on paper and we can really sit here and think about this while we are scanning for breaking updates. Give me one moment here, folks. So this is what I want to do with you guys. Let's make a quick little list of who could possibly do this, right? In no order, in no particular order, right? So you could have Iranian sleeper cell. You could have some sort of cartel operation in the hills. We know that that's the type of thing they do. They're cooking up meth and stuff out in the hills. I'm gonna make the font a little bit bigger here so people can it's a little bit more legible, I guess. Okay. Also, you could have an Antifa or some like far left group, something like that. That didn't change the freaking font size. We'll do this. Okay. Thank you. You know what? You have Aryan nations. Some people are saying that Democrats, solo crazy person / meth head. I don't know. False. You could be a false flag of some sort. I don't know. If I had to bet money right now, Bigfoot, this is where Bigfoot lives. It is a possibility. If I no, you know, let's not make light of the situation here. If I had to bet money, where is my money getting bet? I am betting on Antifa or some other far left group. Antifa or some other far left group. That's where I would bet my money. But God, man, I don't know. There's no way to know right now. I'm going to keep on scanning for breaking news here. If you guys can bear with me, I want to show you guys something here. This is firefighters. Take a look. Well, my headset. Is this a video or just a picture? This is just a picture in video form. Anyway, this is a picture of firefighter of this was a 911 helicopter crew. Sheriff, police officers are on the scene trying to figure out what is going on. Oh, you know what? We didn't even include this guy. What's his name? Travis Decker. You know what? I think this is also entirely possible that this is Travis Decker up in the hills. If you guys don't know who this is, in Southwest Washington, I believe a couple weeks ago, this is a father who killed his own 3 daughters, left their bodies at a campsite, and then fled. He has been on the run for weeks now. He's former military. He has military training. There's been a manhunt for him for weeks now. Is it possible he made his way over from Western Washington over to North Idaho? Entirely. It's about a 6 or 7 hour drive. It's not really that long that he popped up in North Idaho, and now he's doing this. Who the hell knows? I'm going to go back to Google Maps. We can keep an eye on this helicopter. This helicopter is covering a lot more land. Covering a lot more land here, and I'm trying to figure out, checking for updates here real quick. We're trying to piece together the story. Now, folks, I think I might have something here. Folks, we are going to tune into the Idaho State Police District police radio. I think I can turn this on. Give me one moment.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And this summer, we're...
Okay, there was a little bit of an advertisement there. Give me one moment. Is this going to play or not?
SRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder, so you can get the car you want at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you.
Okay, listen, I want to listen to the police radio. Is this going to work?
Last assembled with U.S. and imported parts.
It is. Okay, we're back. We are so back. Perfect. Yeah, guys, this is Idaho State Police District 1, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Police radio. Now, I want to do the super chat here. Mill2K11, sir, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yo, what's up, Matt and Chet? Hope you're having a great night. Yes, I am a bit buzzed. Well, Mill, you know, it's a tough night because there is an active manhunt. There is a shooter. We have 2 North Idaho firefighters that have been killed. Seems like they were called out with a fake 911 call to an ambush. And the second they got to the scene, to the fire, it was a fire that was lit by the shooter. It seems like they went out there and they got shot. So hey, I appreciate that big super chat, but this is a crazy night. It's a rough night. It's terrible. Thank you. Sea Dog says, all while the BBB is being amended. I don't think this is some type of conspiracy cover-up. I just think this is a bad thing that has happened incidentally at this time. That's my opinion. Greg Adamite tunes in. Thank you, Greg. Good to see you as always. He says, Matt, some kind of militia group thinks they are getting screwed. I hope all is well, buddy. McVeigh that blew up the building was in the Michigan militia. Take care, brother. You think this is some type of anti-government militia group? You know, I don't know any, I don't know. I'm not familiar with the North Idaho militia groups. I really don't know about that. Is it an option? Is it a possibility? It could be. Totally could be, but I just don't know. Right now, there are like 5 to 10 totally plausible things that could be going on here. It's not far from where my parents and sister's family live. The trail is viewable from their backyard. Yeah, it's right outside of town. This is what we were talking about, guys. The shooter, like this shooting is happening still in this area. You've got nice suburban developments just like a 20-minute walk away from where this is happening. It's just right outside of town. Beautiful neighborhood, great maple trees, and it's just right up the hill. Here's a hiking trail west side. Do we have any? So we can actually drop all the way up here. So this is the head of the hiking trail. So you drive your car up here, and then you go hiking up the hill. We're going to keep tracking this helicopter here. They're taking some big circles here. Big circles. I believe we... Excuse me. Sunday evening it is... Oh, stop talking. Okay. We're going to keep on looking around here. I'm scanning for some more breaking news updates. Mill. Wow. That is a massive super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Somebody mentioned I should donate more. I'm just hearing about this now. I don't really know what's going on. Either way, things are getting a bit out of hand lately and people need to settle down. Mill, I do want to say real quick, because you said you are buzzed, because you said you have been drinking, I want to say you should probably stop donating. I don't want you to wake up tomorrow and say, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. I was drinking too much. I made a So listen, hey, you are only allowed to super chat if you are sober. Okay, but hey, I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I just don't want you to make any bad decisions. I care about you guys. I really do. Thank you very much. I am scanning for some breaking news updates. Let me take a look here. Brian White says, Wenatchee Travesty is west of Coeur d'Alene, 200 miles apart. Wenatchee is close to I-90 interstate between Seattle and Chicago. Okay. Good to know. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Take a look here. I am just scanning around here. Okay, folks, Laura Loomer, everybody loves Laura Loomer, has posted something interesting here. Take a look at this. This is 2024 in Idaho, April 2024. FBI makes arrest in terrorist plot against churches in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Last week, the FBI arrested an Idaho teenager for planning to kill churchgoers during Sunday services in the name of the Islamic State. According to a federal complaint filed on... So this was in April of 2024. The FBI arrested a radical Islamic member of the Islamic State that was trying to kill churchgoers. Well, folks, ladies and gentlemen, what is today? Today is a Sunday. Does this have anything to do with anything? I don't know, but we're just looking around. I'm trying to cover all of our bases here. We're covering all of our bases. We're still keeping track on this. This helicopter really is covering a lot of land. They're looking all over the damn place. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking news regarding helicopters. Helicopters with heat-seeking technology are flying over the area, trying to locate the shooter or shooters, according to a law enforcement source. But they are having trouble due to a combination of smoke from the wildfire and the presence of hikers and others on the mountain who had been ordered to shelter in place and are also being detected by the technology, source told CBS News. There are dozens or maybe hundreds of hikers out here on this hill right now. It's a beautiful sunny Sunday night. This is the go-to hiking trail right outside of town. I would speculate a lot of people are on that hillside right now, and now the shooter is up there with them. So notice this report said they're being told to bunker in place rather than get off the mountain. So they're actually being told explicitly to stay where you are, bunker down, don't move. Don't move, don't try to get off the mountain, just don't move, stay where you are and bunker in place. Which is, I think, probably the right move. I think that's probably the right move. Because most certainly the shooter would be trying to move. Very likely they're trying to get off or reposition or escape or something, right? That is just... Man, really, I'm just stumbling back to the 2 firefighters that have lost their lives. How absolutely terrible is that? And then also 11 others have been shot. Two firefighters have lost their lives. 11 others have been shot and wounded. Oh, is that you, Saxon Violins? Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you. Kathy is tuning in right now, my lovely wife, to this very stream. Check your direct... I found audio of the initial call. You know, this is something I was maybe not wanting to watch. Hold up here. Folks, so we have audio of the initial call. Hold up here. But I don't know how sad or graphic it is. And also, this is from several hours ago. Maybe I don't want to... This might be a little bit too much for the audience. And also, this is from several hours ago now. Let me take a look at this here. So maybe I'm not going to play that for you folks. I am going to continue to find breaking updates here, though. Stuff is kind of coming out slowly. here. You know, I wonder, what are the odds I can find an on-the-ground live stream of what is going on the ground? It's not that bad. Okay, I'm having people tell me the audio is not that bad. So what I'll do is I will go ahead and pull it up for you guys. Give me one moment here. Okay. Okay, folks, this is the initial 911 call that was made a couple hours ago. Here it is. I've heard it's not that bad.
Central BC 5, Central BC 5. BC 5.
This is about 3 minutes long.
Send law enforcement right now. There's an active shooter zone. They're shot. BC 3's down. BC 1's down. Everybody's shot up here. Law enforcement, code 3 now up here. 551, 10 or 14 up here. Stop. Get out of the way. 10 or 14. Engine push 551. Do not come up here.
51 copies. Remaining staging. Central from 551.
551.
You get an ETA on life flight, please? What? You're busy. You see what life flight has to offer. Go and get started. Also, if you can do enact the MPI for the county, please.
I'm sorry, I couldn't copy. I was copying BC. Is at the upper parking lot. Is at the upper parking lot. Up on the dirt parking lot. We need law enforcement up here immediately. Law enforcement up here immediately. Copy upper parking lot. Immediately out law enforcement. Go. Another Coeur d'Alene firefighter down. Needs help immediately. We need law enforcement immediately. I copy another firefighter down. Continuing law enforcement. I copy. 2 battalion chiefs. 1 off. 1 firefighter down.
Engineer to Golf, I'm down. Both battalion chiefs are responsible. Engineer to Golf down.
I copy. You can't move. Go to location exactly. We're all at the upper parking lot. We're all at the upper parking lot. Please, law enforcement, as soon as possible, get law enforcement up to the upper parking lot, the dirt parking lot.
I'm not having any response from the 2 battalion chiefs. They're above me inside the rig. I need help. I don't see anybody around type of.
Vehicle. Then immediately up here, we've got 2 unresponsive battalion chiefs, gunshot wounds, multiple gunshot wounds. 2 Coeur d'Alene firefighters are down. I thought there are 2 unresponsive battalion chiefs. Law enforcement's getting there as quickly as they can. Law enforcement, get up here. We could possibly get the 2 wounded out. I'm pinned down behind Battalion 1's rig. It's clear to me that this fire was set intentionally to draw us in. I copy. Do you want life flight to launch?
To draw us in.
I'm not sure where they would land. I think they need to be prepared to launch. Copy, prepared to launch.
Go 107. Start dispatching 4 ambulances.
So folks, that is the call here. Okay. Now, here's what we're going to do. Folks, I have a live stream of what is going on. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a quick 60-second break. Once I'm back, I'm going to set up a nice triple live cam coverage, just like we used to do during the Israel versus Iran situation. We're going to go all in. We're going to get different video feeds, but I need to take a quick 90-second break. Once I'm back, we're going to set all of this up. We are in this for the long haul. Do not go anywhere, and then we're going to get to it. So, folks, give me one moment here. All right, folks, what do you say we really kick this this broadcast here into overdrive? If you folks can bear with me here for just one moment, we are going to really get this thing going. We're going to be here as long as it takes to wrap this situation up, and we're going to be covering all of the breaking news as it unfolds all throughout the night. So I do want to say again, thank you all very much for tuning into the show tonight. We are going to bump this thing up a little bit. So one moment here, folks. I was over there on Twitch. I was playing World of Warcraft a couple hours ago. I was kind of taking the day off today, a little bit of a half day. And then this happened. So I was saying earlier, guys, what is so nuts about this entire situation is that my wife and I are actually right now considering buying a house that is 5 minutes away from where all this is happening. We're looking to buy a house in this area of Coeur d'Alene, and this is happening right here, right now. So, small world is what that means. Small freaking world is what that means. So, let me see here. It's a little bit crazy. Properties, can I do, this is, yeah, okay. The shooter is dead. They got him. Is that right? Really? Is that right? Hold up here. Let me go and pull the flight tracker back over here. Do you guys have, let me take a look. Do we have breaking news here? The shooter is dead. So where do you guys see that? One moment here. I did see that another channel is reporting a SWAT team found a dead man. Well, I'm looking here. One moment here. Okay, Kootenai County says SWAT team just found a dead man on Canfield Mountain with a gun nearby. This evening, members of the SWAT team located a deceased male at Canfield Mountain. A firearm was found nearby. Additional information will be provided during a scheduled press briefing at 9:30 p.m. At this time, the shelter in place is being lifted. However, there is still an active wildfire on Canfield Mountain. Residents in the area are advised to be prepared and ready should further action need to be taken. Well, guys, here's the situation. Hold up, slow down. My first thought here, how do we know the shooter didn't kill this person? Like we said, guys, I don't know about you guys. When I go hiking, I bring my gun. I bring my gun with me. This is a lot of people up here in this part of the world, this part of the country, they bring their guns everywhere. They got their guns, they go hiking in the woods, off trails. Okay, so who's to say the shooter didn't kill a hiker that had a gun? Who's to say? There could be more than one shooter, right? This could be one dead shooter, but not the only dead shooter. This could be a hiker that was killed by the shooter. This folks, if you are counting this out at the moment, I think you might be calling this a little bit early. Now, like I said, give me a moment here. I still want to try to get these different camera angles set up. So, folks, one idea right now is that the shooter is killed. I'm not exactly convinced, but according to this, the shelter-in-place order has been lifted, and now hikers are able to continue moving off of the trail. I saw 3 minutes ago that they are using thermal cameras on top of helicopters to try to find this person, but that we don't know for sure yet. We don't know yet. And I'm trying to do this. This is... Okay, perfect. Oh, that was pretty close. Not perfect. We're getting there. So I have a feeling, guys, that this is not over yet. I think it's a little bit presumptuous to say that one person that they've found is in fact the shooter. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Also, yeah, and I want to see more corroborating reports. As far as I'm concerned, this report is... I'm only seeing this from one account at the moment. There might be more than that we want to hear from. It's probably good there. Well, where the heck did that go? There it is. So right now, I'll tell you what. Okay, we are tracking another helicopter here. And...
Control 474 clear.
Right now we're tuning in... This is Idaho State Police radio at the moment. Give me 1 moment here, folks. We're trying to pull up more information. This is there. Well, that's just about perfect. Okay, so I'm going to scan around here for a second, guys. I'm going to see if I can figure out whether or not this SWAT report has been corroborated, verified. Okay, we do have this report coming out of the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office. This evening, and this is what we saw. This evening, member of the SWAT team located a deceased male on Canfield Mountain. A firearm was found nearby. Additional information will be provided during a scheduled press briefing at 9:30 p.m. So, guys, real quick. That's about 90 minutes from now. About 90 minutes. 98 minutes. At this time, the shelter in place is being lifted. However, there is still an active wildfire on the mountain. I'm just not sure, folks, between you and me. I don't know how we can so accurately say that this is, we know that this is the shooter. This is the shooter versus what if this is somebody that the shooter killed? We know that there are tons of hikers with guns, most of them on the mountain. How do we know that this is not some innocent random person that the shooter killed and they left his body behind? Depends on the gun. Maybe depends on the gun. Also, I suppose it depends on where the bullet wound is. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to keep scanning around here for you guys. Here, give me 1 minute. Taking a look around.
Control 418 on Kellogg.
1953.
Once again, the shelter in place has been lifted. People are free to get off the mountain. Now, there is something, this is unconfirmed, that I wanted to show you guys. No, I think this is too... It's a little bit too unconfirmed. Once again, the SWAT team finds deceased male with firearm near Idaho active shooter standoff. They got him allegedly. So, let's just kind of walk through this. Let's say, okay, we have this. This is what we are being led to believe right now. There was one shooter. He's dead. Maybe he killed himself, is what it seems like, on the mountain. So this person, let's walk through what happened here. This is the narrative at the moment. This person lit a fire. Show you, there's nothing, I mean, show you, there's nothing to show you. Let's walk through this. This person lit a fire down below, baited a bunch of first responders out to respond to the fire. While they were coming out, this person perched up on the hill, shot the first responders when they showed up, continued shooting at various other first responders, police officers, firefighters for 3 hours, killed 2 people, wounded 11 others, and then after 3 hours of trading fire, wandered further up the hill, took his own life, and then that's it. Is that not a little bit weird? Also, earlier they were saying that it seems like there were multiple shooters. They thought the shooting was happening from multiple locations. Is this not a little bit weird, right? Something kind of like doesn't make sense here to me. First they thought there were multiple shooters. Now they think it's one. Now they think he killed himself. Now they found his body. Now they lifted the order to bunker down in place or shelter in place. They're saying everybody can get off the mountain. Huh. I'm scanning around. Yeah, this is a very, I'm sorry, this is just a very strange situation. I'm sorry if I'm sounding like a crazy conspiracy theorist, but hey, I'm just trying to make sense of this like you guys. And I'm looking around here. We don't know how old he was. What race was he? Why did he do it? First we thought there were multiple shooters. Now it seems like we're being told it was just one. And by the way, hey, if you are new to the show, please make sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel if you're here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, a little bit of an emergency broadcast here on this lovely Sunday night. I was kind of taking the night off, and then this terrible situation has unfolded. Still, the question remains, why did he do it? Whoa! I just saw this. This is a massive super chat. Chris! Whoa. Hello, whoa. I'm like 10 minutes late to this. Thank you very much. This is a $200 super chat. Prayers to the brave men and women who risk their lives every day so we can live in relative peace. Thanks for the coverage. God bless. Thank you. That is a massive super chat. Thank you very much. Wow. You know, you got to hand it to these guys. It's first responders, it's paramedics, it's cops, it's firefighters. When there is a problem in our society, most people are running away. They are running towards it. They are working to solve the issue. You have to give credit where credit is due. Anytime there's a violent, crazy person, a terrible fire, violent, crazy situation, the building is on fire, the forest is on fire, these guys go running in. And sometimes they lose their lives. Sometimes you have a terrible situation like this. It's terrible. You have to be a real sick person to start firing at firefighters. Of all people, any person, firing at any person is wrong. But firefighters, of all people, they are like the most noble people in our society. Like actually though, probably they're up there with first responders, with, you know, paramedics and stuff. It's a tough job. Tough job. Matt, we live in the twilight zone. I agree, it seems premature. And back to this, back to the conspiracy theories. Something seems a little bit weird. We're gonna ride this out. I think I probably need to hang out with you guys for another 90 minutes until at least this this press briefing takes place. 90 minutes from now. So I guess we're kind of doing a recap here and trying to make sense of this until then. Maybe a plot to get the responsible person to come out of the woods. Could be. There could be some type of, reverse psychology mind game going on here. Why is the helicopter still flying in a search pattern? Curious question. If this person has been caught, if they are confident that this person has been caught, then why is our helicopter N509DV still looking for someone out there in the mountain range? I don't know. Some people are saying that Oprah Winfrey set fire to the hillside. I think that is probably not what happened between you and me, but what do I know? I'm just a guy with a webcam. I just do not know. All I know is that I am scanning around looking for what other people are saying about this. Nothing on the Kootenai SOX account. Huh. I'll tell you, it was hard to find good accounts covering news for this entire situation. Coeur d'Alene is so up there; it's such a small town, relatively speaking, that it's hard to get good, reliable information coming out of this situation. Alejandro Campos, thank you, says it kind of comes off as a psyop to me, considering the big beautiful bill. Is lacking in the okay, I'm muting this. I have to mute that. Lacking in the suppressor department, and a lot of Americans are pushing to have it. I will say this. I really, really do not think that this is a manufactured shooting that took place in order to draw attention away from the big, beautiful bill. I just don't think that is the case. I don't think so. I mean, guys, listen, the reality is we live in a crazy world. There are just crazy, messed up, mentally ill people. And who knows, maybe this person was a part of some terrorist organization or cartel operation or sleeper cell Iranian something. Who knows? The reality is, I feel like, I don't know, now we're just kind of hanging out. I feel like inventing a conspiracy to explain every single bad thing that happens, it detracts from the harsh, brutal truth that we live in an evil world full of evil people, and they just sometimes do evil things. I feel like we need to come to terms with that. There are just evil, terrible people in this world, and what evil, terrible people do is evil, terrible things. And I feel like if we start inventing conspiracies to obfuscate from that, then we become a little bit deluded here. There are just evil, terrible people, and they do evil, terrible things. But you know what? Who the hell knows? 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 Idaho shooter found dead, allegedly, after ambush on firefighters. 2 firefighters have been confirmed dead. 11 firefighters have been shot and wounded. No police officers have been wounded as far as I can tell. 11 people got shot. 11 people got shot. 2 are dead. 2 are dead. 11 people. 11 people. Listen, guys, I'm just thinking about this. You have a bunch of firefighters roll up to a fire on a hiking trail or on the edge of the woods. 11 of them roll up there. They get out of their trucks. And somebody's up on the hillside taking shots. Boom, 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 boom. 2 are dead. 11 have been shot. Guys, I'm sorry. I do not believe there was only one shooter. I don't believe it. I do not believe that there was only one shooter. At a minimum, we're talking 13 shots, because 11 are shot, 2 are dead. So we're talking 13 shots at a minimum. They're going to miss a couple of those. And of course, as this is happening, the firefighters are running around. They're looking for cover. They're dodging bullets. I don't know, man. I don't know. 11 people got shot. 2 are dead. I don't know about there only being one shooter. I don't know about that. That's pretty damn hard to believe. That is pretty damn hard to believe. And as all of this was happening, we're having reports that there were multiple shooters, or it seemed like there were multiple shooters, but now we're being told that it's over, that they've got a body and it's one guy. Man, I don't know. This, like I said, this story is just a little bit weird. I'm looking around here. Just looking around here, guys. I'm like you. I'm sitting here trying to make sense of this, and I'm having a tough time, frankly, making sense of how this has happened. Remember Chris Kyle, the American sniper, rest in peace, American hero. You'd have, like, I don't know, you'd have to have a Chris Kyle type of guy up there on the hills making these shots. These are quick shots in succession, in rapid succession. Bum, bum, bum. You'd have to have a trained shooter doing this. Does that make sense? I just don't know. Gonna unmute this here.
46552. Sure.
We're still turning.
Go ahead. Per 513, you guys are good to clear whenever.
Christopher Dorner, yeah, I remember that.
Copy. We'll break down here and head home. Copy that.
So this is Idaho State Police, Coeur d'Alene. Seems like some people are heading home. That's what they just said. We're heading home.
Control 474 clear.
They must think they have him.
Sheriff's officials now say the body of a man has been found near the fire scene where firefighters were shot earlier today. They also note that a firearm, a rifle, was found nearby. Of course, sheriff's officials.
A rifle was found nearby. Once again, you know, this is one of my conspiracy. This is where my brain goes. Who's to say the shooter didn't just shoot a hiker? You got people hiking up there through the woods, carrying rifles. I go hiking with my rifle sometimes. I think a lot of guys do that. And who's to say the shooter didn't just shoot a hiker, right? This is just a very weird story. This is a weird freaking story. Weird freaking story. Matt trying to portray a fake personal opinion is comical. I'm trying to portray a fake personal opinion. Hey, thanks, Madison. Hey, thanks, Madison. Hey, Madison, would you prefer that I don't talk? Would you prefer that I just sit here silently? Madison? You think I should just sit here and not say anything? Madison? Hey, listen, Madison. We're just talking through everything. We're trying to make sense of this. We're just sitting here talking through all of this, trying to figure out what is going on. Madison? We're trying to think through all of this and see what's going on. Madison? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to keep scanning around and and taking a look. We have about another 75 minutes or so until this press conference takes place. A male shooter has been found dead on the scene with a firearm nearby. No other details are available as of right now. We are going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait and see. They're having a press conference in about 75 minutes. Okay? Now, I want to see something here. Maybe I can find something here. Everybody's talking about this damn bill. About the big, beautiful bill. The big, beautiful bill. You know, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was considering doing about a 2-hour-long news coverage earlier in the day, probably 6 hours ago. But there wasn't a whole lot going on today. I said, man, if we go live and do a broadcast today, it's going to be 2 hours of pretty much talking about the big, beautiful bill. Might be a little bit boring for people. Okay, we're not going to do a show. I really thought about it. But then this terrible, crazy, ridiculous situation popped up. We said, okay, we got to do it. But anyway, earlier today, I had pretty much canceled today's show because it just would have been 2 hours of big, beautiful bill discussion. Is what it would have been. So I'm seeing another report here come out of the Associated Press, and I want to read this to you guys. Century Bro. Wow. That is a massive super chat. Century Bro. That is a massive super chat. Thank you very much.
426, can I grab that other drink from you?
You guys, a lot of you guys really are too nice to me. You guys are really, really, really too nice to me. I don't deserve it. And you know it's true, I don't deserve it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. I want to, Century Bro, I want to read this to you. This is from the Associated Press. Maybe I can pull this up right here. We can read this together. 2 killed, 1 wounded. So this is an updated article as of, guys, 10 minutes ago. So maybe this is the most comprehensive update we have. 2 killed, 1 wounded in sniper ambush as Idaho firefighters come under siege from rifle fire. So we've been saying 11 wounded. That's the report that I saw. I've seen multiple reports say 11 wounded. And now it says 1. Let's keep on reading here. And once again, thank you very much. I really, guys, all the support, everybody. Thank you. Really, thank you. Authorities lifted a lockdown order late Sunday at the scene of a sniper ambush that killed 2 firefighters after they found the body of a man with a firearm nearby. The sheriff's department said a tactical response team found the deceased man. Officials did not release his name, nor did they say what kind of firearm was found. Though the shelter-in-place order was lifted, the sheriff's office cautioned residents to be prepared because the fire was still burning. There is a fire out there. Authorities have planned a news conference for later tonight, Sunday, 75 minutes from now, at 9:30 p.m. That's 12:30 Eastern for you guys. Okay. Is this just a repeat? No. 2 firefighters were killed Sunday, and another one was wounded when they were ambushed. So now this is the Associated Press is saying 1 was wounded, 2 are dead. I've been seeing 11 wounded all day. Well, for the last 2 hours at least. Just what a terrible, sick situation. I want to take a look at the super chat here from Mike Donaldson. One live report was showing a police procession was forming at the local hospital for those killed. Is it already? Really? I feel like that if so, that's happening pretty fast. I think so. Thank you very much. I'm trying to let's get some updates here. I'm seeing one report. It says highly suspect that Travis Decker was spotted 4 hours away. Okay, folks, let's go down the rabbit hole that this actually was a lone shooter and there were not multiple shooters. Okay, well, I want to refresh your memory here. A couple weeks ago, there was this guy right here. His name is Travis Decker in Western Washington, I believe is where this took place. About 6 or 7 hours away from where this shooting happened here in North Idaho. Anyway, this individual, Travis Decker, he killed his own 3 daughters. Rest in peace, beautiful young girls. And he left their bodies at a campsite. And then he disappeared. There has been a manhunt for this guy for the last couple weeks. And so I guess he was spotted about 4 hours away. from this shooting. I don't know how long ago he was spotted. 4 hours away though. But anyway, so one of the ideas is that this guy, Travis Decker, is the shooter. He killed his girls. A couple weeks later, he fled, he escaped, and then he popped up in North Idaho, and now he's shooting firefighters. Is it him? I don't know. By the way, this guy here, as far as I'm aware, he's former military. He's got military training, people have said. So maybe he kind of knows what he's doing a little bit, as terrible as that sounds. Now, I'm gonna pull something up for you guys here. I want to show you guys on the map, just to kind of show you. One moment here. Well, first off, before I show you this, specifically in the Okanogan National Forest. Okay, so where is this? Okay, so okay, I'm going to show you guys something here. So this guy, Travis Decker, he went missing in this area just northeast of Seattle. I was thinking it was down here in Southwest Washington. No, it was up here northeast of Seattle. Here is Seattle, right in this mountain range up here. So this is where he went missing. Okay, guys, that is a 4, maybe 5 hour drive over here to Coeur d'Alene, which is right here, just east of Spokane, right here. Okay. So it's like a day drive. It's a short day drive. It's not that long of a drive. So is it possible that in the last couple weeks he has driven over to North Idaho, and now he is well, now he's dead. Maybe, if it is him, but anyway, that he started shooting firefighters. It's entirely possible. Who knows why? Why? Who knows why? I don't know why, but it is entirely possible, at least. Entirely possible. The shooter is dead. Well, this is my hang up here. Someone is dead. I don't know if we know for a fact it is the shooter. Just because they found a dead person on the hillside up there next to a gun does not mean that that person was the shooter. You know, this dead guy they found up there on the hillside next to a gun, that could be a hiker. Could have been a hiker that the shooter killed. It could be one of the shooters, but maybe there are 5 shooters. Maybe there are 2 or 3 shooters. It could be one of them, but maybe not all of them. Right? This entire situation, we just got to wait. We are not going to know until this press conference in about 90 minutes. I'm sorry, in about, what, 70 minutes or so? Something like that. Something like that. Did I lose my flight tracker feed? Where's my flight tracker feed? Well, folks, I'll tell you what, they have grounded all of the helicopters. Yeah, all of our helicopters have been grounded. Now we just have regular air traffic flying in and out. So I'm gonna go ahead and move away from our quad cam here, just for a moment. The fire here is still raging. That is the case. I don't think we really need to watch that video, though. It's not really that interesting, to be honest with you. Just a bunch of smoke. Where there is smoke, there is fire. Could be a decoy. I think everybody is wrong, and also everybody is right. Like, you know, there's no way to know what is going on, and also everything you guys are saying, everything we are saying, totally could be the case. And I think at this point, all we can really do is wait for this press conference, and maybe we have some more updates coming in on Twitter here. This is just nuts. So, folks, hold up. We have different news coming out of New York City. There's a pride parade in New York. And I'm sorry, just to pivot here for a minute. During this pride parade, shots erupted in the audience. Forged Platypus, thank you, by the way, nice name. The word online and reported by Speak the Truth is that it was two brothers who had been posting about doing this. I've heard something like that also, but I don't have any like news or concrete anything to share with you about that. So once again, maybe, could be, maybe. Totally could be. This is a pride parade in New York, and people started shooting. I'm just gonna skip in here. I don't want anything to be too crazy. Oh goodness. Wow. Who would have expected that to happen? Who would have expected something like that? In New York, of all places, people becoming violent and belligerent. Who would have thought that? You know, this is the way that I have managed to not get shot in my life so far. I just avoid these big crowds full of low IQ, crazy people. I just generally kind of avoid those situations. I say, oh, this is a big gathering of a bunch of low IQ, impulsive idiots. Okay, what I'm going to do is avoid that. I just stay home. I just don't go to those things. Now, I did go to something yesterday. I was going to do a live broadcast yesterday, but instead, I decided to go to a big barbecue festival. So I hope you guys are not mad that I skipped out on the broadcast yesterday. We spent 3 hours with the family at a local barbecue festival. And it was delicious. In case you're wondering, it was delicious. I do not regret my decision at all. It was awesome. I had all the awesome good food. Now, we do have another update here. I want to play this for you. Idaho patriots are starting to line the streets with flags as first responders leave the area following news of the neutralized killer. This is America. This is what we love. Take a look.
Out of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We have been following developments throughout the day.
Look at that.
Of firefighters being ambushed when responding to a call for a brush fire in a local park there. What you're seeing now, we're told, is a procession coming out of that park. We saw at least one vehicle that appeared to be a hearse. You see people there, of course, waving flags,
Don't you love it? Guys, how often do you see this? This is so nice. This is so wholesome. You love to see this. You have all of these police officers, all of these first responders, firefighters. They're wrapping up. They saved the day. And you have this nice, wholesome American family with beautiful 3 young kids with the mom, and they're waving the American flag. Thank you. They're saying thank you for your service. Really is what that is. This is how our country used to be. This is how the country was. This is how it was before we got invaded, before all these radical, insane nut jobs took over. This is the America we can have. It's a little memory of what this country can be.
Lining the route there. There had been, we were told a number of hours ago, an active shooter who they believed was on the loose. We do know at this hour that a body was found on the mountain, a firearm found nearby. It is not clear whether that was the suspect. But just to recap of how we got to this moment, that there is now this procession leaving the park, all of these law enforcement out of Coeur d'Alene.
There you have it. There you have it. You know what? We have some helicopters back in the air here. Okay, folks, this is a helicopter we were looking at earlier. It touched down, it refueled, and now it's back up in the air. I want to keep an eye on this one. We're gonna let this be here for a minute. I'm gonna zoom in also. We're gonna keep an eye on this. And right now, folks, we are waiting. It's about 1 hour from now is when they are having this press conference. The police, they're going to clue us in what the hell happened here is really. And now, if you guys could do me a favor, while we are hanging out here, if you guys could follow my page on Twitter, that is the best thing in the world that you can do right now, is follow me on Twitter. Every single smart person, every single handsome person, every single attractive, beautiful person follows me on Twitter. Okay, so really, you should do that. All the coolest people, all the most attractive people, they all follow on Twitter. Okay, I'm still scanning around for updates here, folks. You know, I feel like normally not a lot of people talk about Idaho. Nobody really thinks about Idaho. Idaho is never really at the center of the conversation for most people. Well, tonight it is. And even then, it's North Idaho. It's Coeur d'Alene in North Idaho. Not a lot of attention is given up here. Have a new article coming out here. Authorities find the dead man with firearm nearby hours after Idaho firefighters got killed in an ambush. Is it Travis Decker? We don't know. It could be. I think if it is, we're probably going to find out about that in 60 minutes. About 60 minutes. I'm from CDA. This breaks my heart. Can I tell you something, Alex Van Roy? I kid you not. This is so weird. And by the way, I'm with you. This is a terrible thing. Nobody wants this to happen in their town. My wife and I, we have been thinking about moving to Coeur d'Alene for the last 2 years, and I think we're actually going to do it here pretty soon. This shooting, I think, is not going to shake us. We're going to be neighbors here pretty soon, my friend. I think we're moving up there any one of these days. Now, what is this helicopter doing? Keep an eye on this helicopter. Other than, of course, this shooting is terrible news. It seems like a very nice town, very lovely town. Really beautiful place to live. Okay. Now, is it Travis Decker? Okay, we don't know if it is Travis Decker. It could be, but we don't know. A SWAT team has located a deceased man and a nearby firearm hours after a sniper shot and killed 2 firefighters and injured another. So I think the official narrative right now, 2 firefighters are dead, 1 has been injured. We were talking about 11 firefighters being injured. I guess that ended up being debunked. 1 firefighter injured and 2 are dead. That's terrible. Guys, two American firefighters lost their lives. They're probably married, they're dads, they've got kids probably. This is terrible. Really. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office said the deceased male was located on Canfield Mountain. A shelter-in-place was lifted, but an active wildfire remained, the Sheriff's Office said. While responding to a fire earlier today in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, members of the fire department were ambushed in a heinous act of violence. 2 of our brothers were killed by a sniper, and a 3rd brother remains in surgery, the association said, the Firefighter Association said. Please keep them, their families, and law enforcement in your prayers. FBI Director Dan Bongino said the agency is on scene and that it is still very active and dangerous. So Dan Bongino, even after they said they found this guy dead, Dan Bongino himself said this scene is still active and it is still very dangerous. FBI technical teams and tactical assets are currently on the scene providing support. It remains an active and very dangerous scene, said Bongino. During a news conference, Kootenai County Sheriff Robert Norris said that at least 2 people were killed, possibly firefighters. They were firefighters. Terrible. Terrible, terrible. So, folks, right now, once again, we are waiting It's going to be about an hour. It's 1 hour exactly, actually, on the nose. I've got something to show you guys here. Pull this up. Okay, we had a super chat saying this actually a moment ago. Dozens of emergency vehicles are parked outside of Kootenai Health in Idaho as a procession for the fallen firefighters is about to take place. Their bodies are being transported to Spokane for autopsies. Just gut-wrenching. Just absolutely gut-wrenching, man. Just absolutely terrible. Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, these are real people, right? That were just gunned down. They were gunned down in cold blood as they were trying to help put out a fire, as they were doing their job trying to help their community, right? Kootenai County, is that how you say it? Here's what I would do. If I was Donald Trump, I would immediately issue an executive order renaming every single Native American name in the country to some English name, to some European origin name. So Kootenai County, we're going to call it Big Forest County. We're going to call it Big Green Forest County. It's not going to be called Kootenai County anymore. Sorry. No, we're done with that. We speak English here. It's over. Okay, we're looking for updates here. Then we wouldn't have any of these problems. I cannot fathom the level of evil it takes to lure firefighters to a fire in order to hunt them like defenseless prey. Absolutely demonic. Absolutely demonic. Is that the right word, demonic? I sure think so. I sure think so. I sure think so. Folks, once again, we have this press conference coming out in about 58 minutes. This really was just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Let me take a look at the chat here. Listen, we've had some massive super chats. I want to say thank you again, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So they weren't ambushed. Well, it seems like they were ambushed. It seems like this fire was intentionally started, deliberately started. And then while the first responders were on the way, the shooter positioned himself up on the hill. Once the firefighters arrived on the scene, the shooter started trying to pick them off. That seems like what happened here. Seems to be the case. Oh, is it 9:30 in Idaho? Are they 1 hour over? Is that right? No, it's only 8:30. Guys, we still have an hour. We still have 1 hour in Coeur d'Alene. In Coeur d'Alene, we've got 1 hour still. I think maybe down in Boise. Boise is in a different time than Coeur d'Alene up north. Yeah. So in Boise, it is 9:33 already. But in Coeur d'Alene, it is still 8:33. So we still have an hour, guys. Listen, Idaho's a big place. Idaho's a big old place. They got different time zones. Yep. You know, just because it's one time down here in Boise. You know, I'm trying to think, how long does it take to drive from Boise on up to Coeur d'Alene? Probably 7 hours, maybe 6 hours it's a long drive. The thing is, you don't have like a straight shot freeway either. You've got these little highways probably. I would guess it's. Is this really what you're driving? Okay, if you drive from Boise up to Coeur d'Alene, you're driving on these roads. I mean, it's okay. 8 hours. 8 hours. There you have it. 8 hours. There you have it. Anyway, so it's going to be about an hour. It's going to be 57 minutes exactly until this press conference is in play here. We lost our helicopter. Well, once again, it does seem like they have called this off. They're done. They must be pretty damn confident that they have caught this guy. Whatever body they have, whatever body they found, they must think that that's who it was. They've gotta. Fun fact, I was reading an article the other day that said, this is Coeur d'Alene downtown, this is where the shooter was today, that Kim Kardashian, the celebrity, has a vacation home down here, just south of town, that Kim Kardashian has a vacation getaway in the gated community down here. She's hanging down here. She comes up here in the summer, I guess. I don't know. I don't really hang out with Kim Kardashian, so I don't know for sure, but that's what I read. Folks, what are the odds that this shooter is Travis Decker? Do we think that the shooter is Travis Decker here, ladies and gentlemen? This is this guy in Western Washington who killed his own children, left their bodies at a campground, and there's been a manhunt for him going on for 30 days, I believe. 30 days. He's former military. He has some type of military training, and he's been on the run. They have not found him for 30 days. Some people are saying that it is him. Is Travis Decker still alive? I need to pay a subscription to read the CNN article. Well, guess what? That's why nobody reads CNN. I'm going to a different website. Travis Decker. Authorities said this week that blood found at the Rock Island campground crime scene belongs to Travis Decker, the Washington father accused of murdering his own 3 young daughters. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison said on Thursday that DNA analysis linked the male blood samples and 2 bloody handprints on Derek's abandoned truck directly to him, eliminating the possibility of another individual's involvement at the site. This strengthens the case against Decker. He's a 32-year-old Army veteran. There's an intensive manhunt being made after he was accused of murdering his own 3 daughters. Peyton, 9 years old, Evelyn, 8 years old, and Olivia, 5 years old. Just evil. Just absolutely evil. Despite extensive searches involving local and federal agencies, including the deployment of cadaver dogs and aerial surveillance, Decker has not been located. Authorities have found male blood samples and personal items at the scene, but no definitive evidence of his current whereabouts. The investigation continues, with law enforcement urging the public to report any information that could lead to his capture. And this was published 2 days ago. So guys, nobody has any idea. Decker's last confirmed location was the Rock Island campground in Chelan County, Washington. The campground is located within the Okanogan-Wenatchee National Forest and located approximately 17 miles southwest of Leavenworth. Leavenworth, for those of you that don't know, is a really nice German town. It's like a German vacation town. They do a lot of like German festival stuff. Here it is. It's meant to look like Germany. Very expensive holiday vacation destination for a lot of people in this neck of the country. And they have this whole, I mean, it really is beautiful. It's beautiful. I love the German architectural style. It's called Tudor. Tudor architectural style. It's beautiful. And the entire town looks like this. Anyway, so they said that they last saw him 17 miles southwest of Leavenworth. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. What a great style. Huh. What a great style. Anyway, it lies along Icicle Creek Road, nestled in the Cascade Mountains. So, once again, nobody has any idea what happened to this guy. No idea. Travis Decker. So anyway, one of the leading ideas at the moment is that Travis Decker is the shooter of the night, that he was the guy up on the mountain tonight in North Idaho. So by the way, so they saw him just outside Leavenworth. Okay, guess what? That's a 5-hour drive, maybe less, to get over to where the shooting took place tonight. And this guy's been missing for 30 days. Nobody has any idea. You know what? We're going to find out in about 50 minutes. We're going to know here in 50 minutes. We're going to know something at least. Maybe we'll figure something out. Let me take a look at the chat here. If he was seen around Leavenworth, he's probably on the way to Idaho. Well, also, you know, he could have just hopped across the border into Canada. Guys, if this guy has any type of survival skills, and I'm sure he does, how easy is it to disappear into not one of our massive American forests up here in the Pacific Northwest, but either a massive Canadian forest? If you like it, guys, it would not be hard. If you kind of know what you're doing, if you've grown up in the woods doing wilderness survival stuff, you could go live up here in the woods your entire life. It would not be a particularly hard thing. In fact, a lot of people do that. In fact, there are a lot of people that do that. We've got a lot of forest bums. Over here in the PNW, we've got a lot of forest bums. They just go out in the forest and they live there forever. And they just live their entire life. They just go live in the woods. That is a thing that we have. And if you know how to do it, if you know how to build a shelter and edible plants, and you're there for 10 years, you dig in and you can make your life. Some people do that. So it's not an impossible task if he wanted to do that. Or he could be in North Idaho today shooting at firemen. God forbid. God forbid. Who knows? Who the hell knows? We've got forest bums. Sounds kind of like it sounds kind of romantic to think about, or kind of endearing to think about. Go live in the woods. Just go disappear in the woods. It's probably pretty tough though. It is pretty challenging. You think he went to Canada? You could pretty easily disappear in Canada, and you know that way fewer people, law enforcement officers, would be looking for him in Canada than they are down here in the U.S. You can get into Canada and Montana through those trails. Oh, guys, you're totally right. Listen, our U.S.-Canadian border is so easy to cross. If you are hell-bent on crossing this border, listen, do you think anybody is going to notice you if you cross the border right here? Is anybody going to notice that you crossed the border if you just walk through the woods for a day or two? No, nobody. Nobody's going to notice anything about that. You're just walking through the woods. Nobody's going to know about that. Nobody. Hi, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Both, yeah, it goes both ways. In fact, by the way, oh, hey, that's me, not you guys. Sorry about that. That's my computer. This was one of the big deals with President Trump. Listen, President Trump, when he got into office, he said, listen, you guys are allowing a lot of illegal aliens and fentanyl and drugs to come into our country. You are not helping secure your end of the border. And so this is one of the reasons why President Trump ended up imposing trade tariffs on Canada. The idea was to leverage these trade tariffs in order to get Canada to help secure their side of the border. They said no. Mexico actually agreed to work with us a little bit. Mexico said, okay, we'll try to help a little bit. As such, Trump canceled 85% of his tariffs on Mexico. Canada was like, no, we're not going to help you. Nope. We're not going to help secure the border. And so this is really one of the big reasons why Trump imposed these tariffs initially on Canada, is because he wanted them to help secure their side of the border. It is super permeable. If you want to cross this border, man, like just go for a hike. Is anybody going to notice if you cross the border right here? Nope. No, they are not. We need a Great Northern Wall. Yeah, we're going to build a big ice wall, and it's going to be manned by the guys from Game of Thrones. What are they called? The Black Watch or the Black something? I don't know. I don't know. My wife and I are watching Squid Games season 3. We're probably about halfway through. I think season 3 is better than season 2. Season 1 was actually pretty good. Season 2 sucked. That's my opinion. Season 3, I think, is better than season 2. So maybe we're gonna watch one of these episodes later tonight. Yeah, the Night's Watch. Thank you. The Night's Watch. That's what they're called. Okay, guys. Okay, I don't believe this. I have some breaking news. I think this is a load of bullshit. So one of the conspiracy, everybody pay attention here for a moment. One of the conspiracy theories right now about this shooting that we're going to find out more about in 45 minutes is that 24 years ago today in North Idaho, the headquarters of the Aryan Nations or the Aryan Brotherhood or something like that, some white supremacist group, they had their home base north of Coeur d'Alene up here in this area. The shooting was here, and allegedly this Aryan Brotherhood base was up here 24 years ago today. That headquarters got destroyed. It was destroyed by the police or something like that. And so people are thinking that, oh, maybe it was the Aryan Brotherhood that was in the woods shooting people today as a revenge because it happened on the same day. And then I see this post here on Twitter. It says breaking news. This is from Pamphlets. What is the page here? Pamphlets. Is this a trustworthy news source? Independent regime journalism. Oh, this is a communist. Ah, okay. Now it's making a little bit more sense. This is a USSR state-affiliated media, independent regime journalism. They've got all the top communists here. Okay. Because I see this report, and it says, breaking news, the Aryan Nations, an Idaho neo-Nazi group, claimed responsibility for the terrorist attack that killed 2 firefighters. And I was like, what? They claimed responsibility. I'm like, did they? Did they really? I haven't seen this anywhere. Oh, this is a communist page. Ah, okay. There you have it. So this is them from the 1990s. This is them. Okay. So anyway, I think this is a load of bullshit. I think we're getting fed a load of bullshit. That's what I think here. Ah. So folks, okay, if we have to make bets here, who did this? Iranian sleeper cell, Aryan Brotherhood, Antifa communist radical, random meth head schizophrenic person, I don't know, some crazy person. Is it this guy, what's his name? Travis, is it Travis Decker that did this? Who did this? Who's doing this? Who did this? It's hard to say. Listen, folks, we've got about 40 minutes. We're going to know in 40 minutes here, ladies and gentlemen. 40 more minutes. Travis Decker. I think, man, I have to say, I want it to, obviously, I'm not happy this happened. You have two good people that have died. Somebody did it. Who did it? I hope it is Travis Decker. I hope it is. I hope it's him. Because then you have this guy, then the manhunt is over. Then you have this guy who killed his 3 daughters, and now he's dead. He's been caught, and he's no longer at large. So the reason why I hope it's him, I hope it is Travis Decker, because then you have one fewer bad, terrible guy at large roaming around, right? So for that reason alone, I hope it was him. It has to be somebody. I hope it was him. Because then this guy's off the streets. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We will see. They're saying the guy shot himself with his own rifle. Now, law, what the fuck is this? Sorry, WTF. Sorry, I try not to swear. Sorry, I just swore. Sorry. WTF is this story? Well, I mean, you can... It's not impossible to shoot yourself with a rifle. That's not unheard of. But I don't know. I don't know. They did make it sound like it was he took his own life. That is what it sounds like. But does anybody know if Madison is still... Hey, Madison, what do you think about this? Hey, has anybody seen Madison? What does Madison have to... I'm kidding. I'm sorry, Madison. I'm sorry. We're cool, Madison. We're cool. Don't worry. It's water under the bridge. Don't worry about it, Madison. I don't hold a grudge, Madison. Hey, real quick, I'm gonna grab a drink. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Today we have a nice 0-calorie sparkling water. That's what we have. We also have, this is better than nothing here while we wait for this. We have, this is a guy who is driving around Coeur d'Alene area right now. And they've got some of these roads are shut down. Looks like he's driving back to Spokane. I just saw he's hopping on the freeway heading towards Spokane. Now you can see all of the smoke. Is this live here? You can see all the smoke in the area from the forest fire. I'm going to rewind. So this guy was out here parked watching the fire, actually. This is about a half hour ago. He zooms in on it. And then I think he peels out. He says, time to go. When does that happen? Yep, and then he drives away. I'll let this play here for a minute. Beautiful country. I know, it's beautiful, beautiful up here. Is that the Smoky Mountains? These are the just the hills right outside of just east of Coeur d'Alene. Just real beautiful beautiful place. This lake, fun fact, I think is the second deepest lake in North America, I think. Maybe third deepest. And there's a naval base here where they test sonar, like submarine sonar stuff. There's a naval base somewhere right around here. I thought it was right here. Anyway, the point is, because the lake is so deep, they do a lot of their sonar testing. They submerge stuff at the very bottom and they test it and see if they can pick it up on sonar. Did they catch anyone? Yes, they have a body. The hunt is over, allegedly. They have a body. It seems like the guy might have took his own life on the hills out here. And we are waiting right now, guys. There is a police officer press conference about 35 minutes from now. So we are waiting for that. We're just kind of hanging out together here. We can maybe talk about some other stuff here while we wait. Take a look at this. This is a Coney Island beach. The historic Coney Island beach in New York City looks like a third world country. This is earlier today. What type of person comes out here and just leaves their trash everywhere? Like, man, like really though? What type of piece of crap person does this? You pack it in? I don't know. Okay, I grew up in the woods. Big hiking family. All my friends were hiking. A lot of outdoor stuff. What is the rule if you are hiking in the woods? The rule is you pack it in, you pack it out. If you bring something into the woods, you need to bring that thing out of the woods. It's just like common courtesy. You're not leaving your garbage and your crap everywhere. You're not ruining nature for everybody else, right? You bring it in, you bring it out. It should be same for the beach. If you bring it to the beach, you take it away from the beach, right? Right.
I've never seen the water come up.
This is disgusting. Ugh.
What is this?
This is what, 7 bottles of Modelo? 6 bottles. Man, I wonder who, or yeah, I wonder who was out here drinking this stuff. Okay, this is going to sound insane. You guys are not going to believe me when I tell you this. A couple years ago, I had a pipe burst in one of my walls, and there was flooding, so I had to cut a hole in the drywall to get to the pipe. In the drywall, or rather behind the drywall, I found an empty one of these beer bottles. One of these, exactly, one of these. It's a Corona, yeah, Corona. I found an empty Corona bottle in my drywall, in the spot where I cut it open to fix this burst pipe. I'm like, man, how many goddamn beer bottles are in my walls? These builders, they were just shoving their crap in the walls when they built my house and boarding it up. Are you kidding? I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
They're fighting.
Oh, and you have tribal warfare.
Run. Damn, run.
Look at that at the end, and as if all of the filth on the beach was not enough, then you have gang violence also, or whatever you would call this. You have all these hoodlums running around. Yep. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Oh no, guys, earlier today, 6 people are dead after a plane crashed into the backyard of a home in Howland Township, Ohio. What?
County. The coroner is on the scene of a small plane crash in Howland Township. The Ohio State Highway Patrol says the plane went down early this morning in the backyard of a home on King Graves Road and Hen Hyde Road. That's about a mile away from the Youngstown Warren Regional Airport. No word yet on who was on board this plane and where it was coming from, but we're told crews will be on the scene investigating for several more hours. County.
Give me 1 second here, folks. Everything fine? Okay. Okay. We've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old in the house, and sometimes they're making noise, and I don't know if they are stabbing each other to death or if they're just having fun and playing around. So, you know, it's always worth asking, I guess. There is a breaking news. There is a rat running around inside of Walmart.
Nah. What the fuck is that?
That is a rat.
Oh, shit.
That is a big... That is a big fat rat.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Are you justified in kicking that thing? If you're this guy, I would just come up and kick that thing like a freaking soccer ball. Is that wrong of me to do that? I think, listen, somebody's got to get rid of this thing, right? You kick that thing like you're punting a football. Like you're kicking a field goal. Like you're kicking a 45-yard field goal, right? Oh, man. Oh, gosh. Okay, where was that? Folks, we have about... we have about a half hour here. And so we're scanning for updates. I really just want to see this press release, guys. There is a chance that they have just caught or killed Travis Decker, which is and so if you're tuning in, this guy Travis Decker, there's been a manhunt out for him for the last 30 days because he allegedly killed his own 3 daughters, left their bodies at a public campsite. And he's been missing he's been on the run for 30 days now. And so one of the leading ideas is that this shooter is him. Maybe. We're going to find out. Now, we have breaking news. Everybody's favorite Ugandan communist mayoral candidate in New York City, Zoran Mamdani. We have new footage from him. Take a look.
Third holy grail of taboos in American politics. You have socialism, you have Islam, and then you have Palestine. And you are really going for the trifecta.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. Tell me, why is Palestine a part of your politics?
When you grow up as someone, especially in the third world, you have a very different understanding of the Palestinian struggle.
So, you know, here's the thing. In this country, we use forks and spoons and knives. In this case, I think a spoon or a fork would probably suffice. But whatever is going on here, this is just a little bit freaking gross. It's a little bit gross. It's a little bit nasty. One time I was in Washington, D.C. This is probably 9 years ago. Went on a family trip to D.C. Beautiful city, the architecture, love it. Neoclassical, great. Anyway, we found ourselves in an Ethiopian restaurant. And I realized that Ethiopian people don't use silverware. They do this. They just shovel the food in their mouth with their fingers. And I guess made the mistake of asking for a fork. I asked this Ethiopian guy, "Hey, can I have a fork?" And he gave me this look. He looked at me like I was this guy hated me. He hated me for asking this. He hated me. Local press in Coeur d'Alene is saying the shooter is a firefighter. Ginger Kitties, are you freaking kidding me? Okay, I'm looking for updates here. Where are you seeing that? I'm scanning around here. You folks, give me one moment here. It's been a long day. That's unrelated. I don't see that anywhere, but maybe you have a different source than I do. He probably got fired. Can you imagine how evil that would be? If you have a firefighter, he has a grudge, he got fired, he didn't get the promotion he wanted, whatever. And folks, am I still live? Can you guys do me a favor and post hello in the chat? I think my live stream might be having some issues here. If you guys could do me a favor. Page unresponsive. Yeah, I think I might have lost my connection here. I'm going to open up on my phone and see if it's working on my phone here. If I am live, at least I... Oh, I am. I am still live. I just can't see you guys on my end, on my computer. I see you on my phone. There you guys are on my phone. Everybody say hi. But, well, on my computer, YouTube has just, like, totally frozen here. I don't know what the heck is going on. Anyway, I guess I'll keep talking. It doesn't matter. I guess a whole lot, you know, whatever. As long as you guys can hear me. Yeah, I mean, imagine this guy got fired or didn't get the promotion he wanted or whatever, and he's got a grudge. He's got people on the force that he doesn't like or something like that. And so he puts together this whole elaborate trap. This whole ambush. God forbid. What a terrible... Oh, what a just really terrible, evil thing to do. I hope that's not the case. Like I said, this is what I said earlier. I hope that this was Travis Decker. I hope it was him. I hope this is the guy that did it. He's the guy that's been at large for 3 months. There's been for 30 days. It's been a 30-day-long manhunt. This is the guy that allegedly killed his own 3 daughters. So I hope it's that guy, just so that he will have been caught. But well, this is kind of annoying. Can I, okay, I'm gonna try to maybe close up some tabs here. Maybe my computer is overheating. Maybe my computer is exploding right now. I can shut some of this stuff down. Maybe that'll help. Can I open up my own stream on YouTube? No, maybe. Okay, maybe. Maybe I can do something. We're not in a hurry, folks. We have 23 minutes until this press conference goes live. Ah, I think I am back. I think we are back. Just about. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hello. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. You open up too many Google Chrome tabs and your computer starts to explode. Anyway, a pissed off employee. Yeah. Yeah, right. That'd be terrible. Yeah. Terrible. Anyway, back to Ethiopians. Yeah, what's up with them? They don't even use forks. Disgusting. I just, listen, we like to use forks and spoons. I can even use chopsticks. I was born in Japan. You guys know that. You guys probably don't know this. While we have 20 minutes to kill, we can make small talk here. When I was, so I was born in Japan, and my parents brought me back to the U.S. when I was 4 months old. My parents are both American. I was born in America. I'm a natural-born American citizen. Both my parents are American. But they were teaching English in Japan for maybe 4 years, and so they gave birth to me there. And when I was just a little baby, they brought me back to the U.S. Anyway, when I was 18, right out of high school, I had saved up a bunch of money because I worked all through high school from age 14 since I was a freshman. Saved up money, and so I went on I actually worked in Japan and Korea and Taiwan for a year. on farms. I spent a year working on Asian farms, on rice farms, some vegetable farms. I worked on an apple farm for a little while in Japan. I spent a year doing manual labor on Asian farms is what I did. Because I kind of wanted to go back and say, oh, this is the country I was born in, I guess, whatever. See what's up. And I used to speak much more Japanese. Now I don't. I haven't thought about Japanese in over 10 years. I don't watch any anime. So anyway, yeah, I pretty much have forgot how to speak Japanese. A little bit. Chotto. You don't look, yeah, I know, I don't really look Japanese. Yeah, I know. I know. Deport yourself. Yeah. Fruit picker. I was working on all types of these farms. I worked on an apple farm, on a Fuji apple farm. I worked on a bunch of different random vegetable farms. Although I worked on rice farms in like the muddy, watery rice farms. Doing all types of stuff. Did they give you a katana? I do have a katana in my closet from Japan. I do have a katana. Ugh. You like it there? I'm American. I would never want to live in Japan or live in Korea or Taiwan. But I mean, they're nice countries. They are nice countries. They are nice, but I would never live anywhere else. I am American. As you might have been able to tell based on my YouTube content, I am very American. You know, my wife is also German. And so half of our family is in Germany, in Western Germany, outside of Frankfurt, in a very small little countryside German town. So we go to Germany every once a year or once every 2 years. And at one point we were considering living in Germany, but I got to live in America. I'm an American. We got to live in America. It's got to be America. America. Am I a Buddhist? I'm not a Buddhist. Ladies and gentlemen, right now we are waiting for the press conference to start. You know what? I want to get this up on the screen just so people aren't confused. Idaho PD press conference. Yeah, that'll do. 9:30 PST. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. So, folks, that is what we are waiting for right now. Can you be impeached? Can I be impeached? Technically, as far as I'm aware, I could be president if I wanted to. I looked into this one time. Not that I'm going to become president, but you need to be a natural-born U.S. citizen. And I am a natural. Well, that means that you have to have been born a U.S. The day you were born, you're a U.S. citizen. So, you know, for example, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who became a U.S. citizen at a later point in life, he was not born a U.S. citizen. He could not. But as long as you are born on day one, you know what's actually nuts is that the way this is worded, the way the Constitution is worded, a natural-born U.S. citizen, an anchor baby could become president. If both of your parents are illegal aliens and you are an anchor baby born on U.S. soil and you are a citizen from day one, you could technically become president because from day one you are a natural-born U.S. citizen, is the way that works, which is kind of crazy to think about, but that actually is what it is. Pretty wild, huh? You just have to be a U.S. citizen on the day you're born. This is very exciting. My wife is actually, in the next couple months, going to start pursuing U.S. citizenship. My immigrant wife, my beautiful immigrant wife, is going to try to become a U.S. citizen. She likes it over here. She's German, and she's been here now for 5 years. But she likes it. She loves America. My wife has become, over the last 5 years, my German immigrant wife has slowly become a hyper traditional conservative American woman. She has like totally assimilated into being a based conservative American woman. In fact, my wife, who is an immigrant, she's like, "Oh, these goddamn immigrants! Oh, these immigrants!" And I'm like, "Yeah, you tell them. Yeah, you tell them, sweetie. You tell them. Oh, there's too many immigrants coming in this country. Illegal immigrants coming in from the third world. We like our German immigrants. We like our German immigrants. We love them. We gotta have our German immigrants." Get her a gun. I taught her how to shoot. I've taken her shooting multiple times. In fact, you know, while we're just kind of hanging out here for 15 minutes while we wait for this, I'll tell you guys a very funny story. I had a grandfather, he passed away about a year ago now, so rest in peace, but this was probably 4 years ago before he had passed. My wife was pretty new to the country. She had been in the US for about a year, and we were visiting my grandfather, who is he was a cowboy. He lives out in the middle of nowhere. He's like an American cowboy type of guy. And we were sitting in the living room, and my grandfather was kind of snoozing off. He was sleeping in the chair, in his lazy boy chair, kind of taking a daytime nap. He was in his late 70s. And my uncle was over there also, and he wanted to take us all shooting in the countryside. And I said, "Yeah, let's go shooting. It's going to be great." My brother was there. My mom was going to go shooting. And my uncle was really trying to get my wife to go shooting with us. And she'd only been in the country for a couple months or a year at most. And in Germany, you know, they don't shoot guns. They don't have a gun culture over there. And so my uncle was, come on, you got to go shooting with us. And she didn't want to do it. She said, "Oh, listen, you know, in Germany, we just don't have many guns. So, you know, I just don't really want to do it. We don't have a lot of guns over in Germany." And my grandfather, who was half asleep on the chair, he kind of woke up. He said, "Well, when I was a kid, that's not how it was. They had lots of guns over there in Germany." And then everybody was laughing. He said, "It's not how it was when I was a kid. They had all types of guns over there in Germany." Anyway, let me take a look here. So I saw this comment in the chat that there's the live procession going on right now outside of the Idaho hospital. We can pull that up on the screen. I don't see that live. Yeah, I don't have that live feed. Okay, Ginger Kitties, I see you saying that, but I don't have the live feed of that. Do I enjoy German food? I do. I do love German food. My favorite German food is called Königsberger Klopse. Königsberger Klopse. And, like I said, hey, folks, we're just kind of hanging out here while we wait for this Idaho press conference. So, hey, this is a little get-to-know-each-other stream. Is that okay with you guys? We're just kind of hanging out, getting to know each other. And we're having this press conference here in 12 minutes. And for those of you that are curious, this is that dish I was talking about. Königsberger Klopse. So it's a nice sauce, a nice, really delicious kind of sauce, and then you have these meatballs with potatoes. Just nice, big hearty German meat. Of course, you know, you have your schnitzel. It's delicious. Schnitzel's good, but this is my favorite. It's meat and potatoes is what it is. Yum. Well, solid meal. It is true. Love the dry German humor. Grandpa used to crack me up. 10 minutes after I'd figured I made a joke. Yeah, the German humor. A lot of people say, though, the Germans aren't funny. Germans don't have a sense of humor. They do. It's just a little bit different than how we do it over here. Trump bullied that guy Tillis to retire. BBB gets passed this week. Yeah, it's got to go through the House now, is where it's at. So the Senate passed it. I am just shocked that, what is her name? Female Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski. I am just shocked that they got Lisa Murkowski to agree to vote for this thing. Like that, like, she has been a pain in the ass forever for her entire life, and she came out of nowhere and did a solid here and decided to vote for this bill. Who was expecting Lisa Murkowski to vote for the big beautiful bill, right? Where did we meet? My wife and I met playing World of Warcraft. I'm not even kidding. We were playing online video games early in COVID. It was 2020, early 2020. And we were playing online video games together. We just met online. We were slaying dragons together. We were doing dungeons together and slaying dragons and getting loot, getting epic loot together. Really, yep. That's how we met. I worked in Lil Mogadishu Towers, replacing all of Ilhan Omar's relatives' clogged bathroom sinks and drains because Somalians refuse to use toilet paper and wipe barehanded. You know, I didn't know that about Somalians, but I know that is a big thing in India. I've heard that about India, that in India they have an eating hand and they have a wiping hand. And I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to be racist or anything. This is a thing in India. They have a food eating hand and they have a wiping hand, and they wipe and they eat. One hand for this, one hand for that. That is a thing that they do. And I guess Somalians as well, I guess. I guess. So that really is just something special. That's nasty. Yeah, I think that's freaking nasty. She's a spy. You think my wife is a spy? I don't know. A spy for who? Germany? The Deutsch are spying on me. Now, I am, here's my thing. If anybody can help me find this, maybe anybody in the Discord, I don't know on what channel they are going to do this live stream. Yeah, I don't, okay, guys, I have something really weird to share with you guys here. Take a look at this. It's like, what is going on here? Can I load this? Okay, guys, the shooting story in Idaho keeps getting weirder and weirder. The best-selling author and Israeli commentator, Amir Sarfati, was headed to speak at a church in Coeur d'Alene today. What are the odds? So this is a best-selling Israeli author, was in Coeur d'Alene this morning. Maybe it's just a weird coincidence, because he was obviously not a part of this shooting as far as we know. It's like probably just a small world moment. I don't know. I've never seen this guy, but I don't know. Does that have anything to do with this? Like, I would bet probably not, to be honest with you. But don't know. Okay, folks, I need to find whatever YouTube channel is going to have this live broadcast. I don't know where they are doing this. It might be on East Idaho News. Okay, everybody in the Discord, alert. Everybody in the Discord server, do me a favor and help try to find the channel that this is being live streamed on. Is this it? K2 News? This is where they streamed the last one? Okay, so this is where the last live stream was a couple hours ago, so maybe it's going to be on this. Yeah, maybe. we'll give this a try here. BC Preacher. Let's take a look. What the heck is that? BC Preacher. What the heck is that? I don't even see that. Channel 2 News, Newsmax, or InfoWars. Well, I think probably K2 News is going to have this. KXLY. I just want to have a couple backup options, right, in case this doesn't work. Okay. I have this KXLY. They are live right now doing something else, so we're gonna keep an eye on that. They might do that. we probably have. Okay, and then here is a third channel. So this is not like right now. It's dark over there. So this is a replay of what happened earlier today. I'll just leave this on though, just so we have something here. I wonder if the CNN leaker is being blackmailed to vote for the BBB, as on the early assessment a sting operation. If the CNN leaker, so this idea would be that some Republican or Democrat on the Senate leaked to CNN information about Iran, about the Iranian bombing attack, and that the Trump admin knows who it is and that they are now blackmailing them to vote for the BBB. You know, that's one of those things that is like in the realm of possibility, but I would also say probably not the case. I would say probably not. Idaho News 6. I feel like we... Okay, we have 3 different live feeds here. It's got to be on one of them. It'll be on one of these 3. There's a link in my X messages. Take a look here. Well, hey, once again, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Just really astounding. Thank you all very much for being here tonight. You know, it's an unfortunate set of circumstances, no doubt about that. You don't want news like this.
When I was on the camp, literally, the battalion chief goes, or whoever was leading the command goes, this was set on purpose. This was set on purpose. My heart sank.
Oh, great. Okay. This is okay. It was the BC Preacher. Okay, thank you. All right, great. So yeah, folks, this is where it's going to happen. We are live right now inside of the room. Perfect. Hey, thank you. That was Tony Pfizer that sent that to me. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Senator Chuck Schumer. Listen, am I the only one? Doesn't this guy just, like, you just look at him and you know you are not trustworthy. There's not a single thing you could say to me that will make me trust you. There's just something about you. It's your face. It's your aura. You have this aura of deceit. You have an aura of deceit. You have an aura of lies. You have an evil aura. There is something evil going on here, right? Right? There's something going on here. I don't trust you. I just don't like you. There's something vampiric. There's something evil. Something maybe satanic. I don't know. Something demonic. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway. Okay, so we have the live broadcast here. Chuck Schumer. Schumer. So this is a reminder, man. All of these helicopters out here, you know, they have thermal detection. If you are ever trying to get away from the police, good luck. Like these days with modern technology, they are going to find you. It doesn't matter how well hidden deep in the woods you are. In the year 2025, you could be out in the middle of nowhere. If they want to find you, they're just going to start flying drones or helicopters all over everywhere. They will find you. They're going to pick up your heat signature, whatever it is, man. We live in a crazy time. The fact that they can pick people out like that is nuts. Nuts. And it wasn't always like that. It's that easy. I guess today, all across the country, there were massive gay pride events, gay pride parades everywhere. Like, I would show you guys some of these, but it's just a bunch of naked gay people walking around. Listen, we just got to start having an adult conversation about this. If you're gay, whatever. Whatever. But you can't walk around naked in public, rubbing your genitals everywhere. I'm sorry. I don't care how gay you are. That's fine. You're proud and gay, whatever. You can't walk around downtown, whatever town you're in, through the streets, naked, flashing everywhere. You got kids out there. It's like, come on, give it a rest. Give it a freaking rest. It's a little bit exhausting. Enough is enough. Go be gay in your house or whatever, wherever, just not in public. You know, and by the way, I kind of have this same standard a little bit for even straight people. It's like, you know, if I'm walking around, I don't want to see straight people making out and going at it either. Maybe you call me a prude. Maybe I'm like a Puritan. Hey, you need to hide your ankles. But like, I don't want to see anybody making out or naked in public. Here we go.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Here we go.
29th, approximately 9:30 p.m., 21:30 hours. Office of Emergency Management. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Anybody have any issues with the sound, or are we good to go?
Good to go.
Okay, good evening. It is a sad day in Kootenai County. Very, very sad. Today, we're going to go over the timeline. We're going to introduce everybody that's up here. Chairman of the VOCC is Bruce Matari. We have Lieutenant Jess Stinson from the Idaho State Police. We have Bill DeRuyter from the Coeur d'Alene Police Department. And we have Pete Hawley from the Kootenai County Fire and Rescue. And we're going to go through a quick timeline. This is still a very, very fresh investigation, so an incident. So many of these facts might change, but they are evolving as we speak. At approximately 1:20,
that's them, not me.
There was a fire on the backside or east side of Canfield Mountain. Fire assets responded to the scene, and at approximately 2 o'clock, firefighters broadcast that they were being shot at on Canfield Mountain. During that next hour and a half, where we have assets that are responding to the aid of these firefighters, we still have an active fire. We are managing about 17,000 square foot containment area. We are requesting other law enforcement agencies to assist us. We had a great response. We had the Spokane County Sheriff's Office respond, the FBI, many agencies responded right here in Idaho, Bonner County, Shoshone County, Kellogg. So we had about 300 law enforcement officers that were on scene that were trying to make heads and tails out of what was occurring. And during this time, we exchanged gunfire with the suspect, and we also got information. We received information from the white.
Their upload feed is just bad.
From Governor Brad Little and also Raul Labrador, that anything that we needed, that they would absolutely receive. So we had a lot of assets that came into that command post. And then we had a briefing about 6:30, about 18:30 hours at the command post. And in that briefing, we kind of gave a...
They have a bad feed here. I apologize.
As soon as this individual could be neutralized, that he should be neutralized and the threat should be eliminated as quickly as possible. At approximately 1940 hours,
come on.
We have information that let me back up just a second. We had a cell phone activation that was in the same spot since about 3/16, and that it was in the same.
Okay.
Honed in on that cell phone, and we saw that there was a male, appeared to be deceased, with a weapon nearby. So we have currently one dead shooter. Based on the preliminary investigation that looking the body, so we had to scoop up that body, and we had to transport that body to a different location. But based on the preliminary information, we believe that is the only shooter that was on that mountain at that time.
Okay.
So there is no threat to the community at this time. Based on the trajectory and based on the type of weapons that this individual had that we could recover, we believe only the one shooter. We did lose a Coeur d'Alene firefighter, and we did lose a firefighter from the Kootenai County Fire and Rescue. We have another firefighter that just came out of surgery from the Coeur d'Alene Police Department. I'm sorry, from the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department, right? Is that true? Okay. He just came out of surgery. He is fighting for his life, but he's in stable condition. So we knew that our resources were exhausted. That if this were to prolong into a 24 or 48-hour operation, we would need additional helicopters. We had 2 helicopters that were up, and we had snipers in them. So if they had an opportunity to take a shot, then we wanted them to take that shot. We wanted to neutralize that threat. And Chief, is there anything you'd like to say?
This guy sucks at talking.
Take questions. Okay. Right now, like I said, this information is very, very preliminary, and if you have a questions, just ask who you'd like that question directed to, and we'll try to answer it.
Out the spokesman review, this is just for the fire personnel. Are you able to share anything about these firefighters, if they, just anything about them at all, and their identities, what the fire department is doing right now to assist the rest of their brothers who lost these guys, or is there anything at all you can give us?
We are not going to name the firefighters at this time, and there was a procession from Kootenai Health to.
I'm trying a different feed. I can't.
There was a procession from
Okay.
Kootenai Health to the Spokane Coroner's Office.
Thank you, God. Thank you.
But their families will need support.
Okay.
Aiden Brown, Kremsu News. You mentioned 3 firefighters that, have been shot. Was there any other first responders or personnel that were injured during this operation?
No. As of right now, those are the only 3 that we have. We believe that everybody is off the mountain, so any civilians that were hiking during that time, we believe it's likely, had they been injured, they would have came forward. So.
There was a belief at some point that there could have potentially have been a second shooter. I know that you're still early, but you have been able to essentially eliminate that thought process?
Yeah, we believe, based on the information that we've been able to collect, that we believe that there was only one shooter. And we based it on the weapons that we found at the scene, the type of injuries that were incurred by that weapon. So as of right now, from a very preliminary determination, we believe that there was only the one shooter.
And I know it's early, but do we have any sort of background on this person?
No.
Any motive?
Nope. Black shirt.
Aaron from Range Media. Do we know if the person, you just said we don't have any background on, do we know if he's possibly from here, or did he move here and you don't know the identity?
We need to wait until a positive identification is made. So
Thank you.
The gentleman
Did the suspect shoot himself? Do we know that?
We don't know at this point in time. So the coroner's office will conduct their investigation, and so as of right now, we don't know.
Eliza Billingham, Spokane Public Radio. Are you able to give any insight on if you think there was a connection between the fire and bush camp?
We do believe that the suspect started the fire, and we do believe that it was an ambush and it was intentional. And we do believe that he started it, and it was totally intentional what he did. In the back there in the tan.
Did he make the 911 call?
There was a gentleman that made the 911 call. He did not identify himself as the shooter. So as of right now, we don't believe that he's the one that made the 911 call. But, that could change, because many times people don't use their real names and what have you. So.
Any description of the suspect?
No, not at this time, no. Gentleman in the red hat.
Brian Neal, KXLY. Does the fire present any problems with you as you're trying to collect evidence?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we scooped up that body, and as far as the preservation of the scene, it's not perfect in this particular situation, but it's something that had to be done. So you have to evaluate each particular circumstance, and at this time, we felt like since the fire was approaching, we needed to scoop up that body, and it's contained, so there are law enforcement personnel that are up there, and we will conduct the investigation, continue it tomorrow morning. Crews will be there all night. So yeah, it's compromised, sure, but we had to do what we had to do to preserve the body. So
what was the weapon?
We're not, like I said, we don't know if there's more weapons up there that he had. There is a belief that he ran and shot. So we don't know what we might be collecting once the fire threat diminishes.
Okay.
The gentleman in the black shirt.
So they think it was premeditated. Like
absolutely, yeah. We on a large operation like this, if we had to fuel helicopters, and there are some helicopters that had some really good technology that were able to pinpoint where that cell phone activity was. So there was our federal partners assisted us in this situation.
This guy is weird, man. I just
what location were we dealing with? Did you find the suspect?
This guy is just a little bit
not too
weird.
far from the original call for service.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not too far.
This all seems a little bit weird.
Anybody I haven't called on? All right, gentleman in the black shirt.
I don't know.
You picked up the cell phone signal around 3:16, I think?
Yes.
How long was it between that signal that you got and you were able to recover the body?
It's about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe around 5-ish.
Right.
So you did say there was a gun found, a weapon, correct?
Correct.
What kind was that?
We're not releasing that right now, just because we had to scoop everything up so quickly. We could not preserve the scene like traditionally we would like to. So we believe that there's a likelihood that when we are able to enter the scene again tomorrow without the threat of fire, that we'll find other weapons that were placed. So this was a total ambush. These firefighters did not have a chance.
Sheriff Garrett, with the spokesman review, can you just describe the terrain and how difficult it was, or maybe how simple it was to access?
You know, when you have an environment where you don't know where the bullets are coming from because of the trees and the shrubbery and what have you, it is daunting for police officers, let alone firefighters who are there just to put out the fire. So it's very, very difficult. Very difficult for drones or helicopters to see any individuals up there. So this was a total ambush, taken by surprise, and yeah, it's unfortunate. So.
Sheriff, firefighters deal with ambush. I mean, police deal with ambush all the time, but firefighters, are they trained in that type of situation?
No, this is something that we don't train for. It's not something we expect. It's not something our firefighters should have to deal with. In this situation, they were called to a grass fire, which is already something that we're very heightened and are anxious about this time of year. And they were doing everything the way that they were supposed to do it.
Can we get an update on the fire? Do you have any sort of acreage or containment information?
It's about 20 acres, but unfortunately, you know, we weren't able to put any resources on it because of the gunfire exchange. So, ma'am in the white there.
So to me, maybe I'm being crazy, when I hear that they say they don't want to give what type of firearm was used, I think that's because they don't want anybody being able to poke a hole in the story. If they get a hold of ammunition or shell casings or something, they don't want to give too much because then that opens them up to being caught lying about something. I don't know. Maybe I'm the crazy one here, though.
This is a situation where I don't even think a lot of us in this room has processed this. So, yeah, this community supports firefighters and law enforcement.
Any structures lost?
Nope, not at this time, no.
Is there any specific information about the actual location of where the shooter was at? Like, is there like, I don't want to say like an address, but like maybe like coordinates or anything like that?
We might be able to get that for you later, but I don't have that information now.
I'll call you.
Yeah. You know, I would like to say something. There was some information that was broadcasted on social media, and it's very, very important. You know, these firefighters or police officers, in some cases, have family, and for some of this information to have been broadcasted, I hope we can ask with our social media and our First Amendment auditors and our civilian journalists to take in consideration what you're putting out there on the social media, because it can be devastating for it's devastating when somebody knocks at your door to tell you something like this, but to hear about it on social media, I'm just asking for people to be considerate in the most significant of injuries and times. So,
what do you think somebody said?
Federal apparatus. I'm wondering what the White House has committed to, and the FBI and Homeland Security.
I feel like nobody knew anything.
We had helicopters and personnel on the ground probably within the hour.
Also, in follow-up to that, this is obviously going to hit our community incredibly hard. It already has. I know, again, it's early. What can we do for the families? Will there be a memorial fund set up? Will there be some sort of way that we can, as a community, come together to support them? Because this is a devastating loss, and people want to put that in motion somewhere.
Yeah, you know, we're grieving as an organization, and I can speak for Coeur d'Alene Fire as well. So a lot of those steps have not been completely brought to fruition, especially with it being a weekend. We know that the Red and Blue Foundation and Anchored Coffee has already offered to do a lot of the donation collection, and we appreciate them. They've been a great supporter of law enforcement and fire, and they'll continue to be a good partner for us. So that's where I would initially encourage people to seek to provide some support for the families.
Can you say what?
I'd like to add, until a press release comes out by these two agencies, do not give money to a entity that says they're representing these people. They will put out a press release with the information, whether it's going to be an account at a bank or an account at another entity, but we will likely have some people that will try to scam based on this tragedy. So do not give money to any entity until a press release is released. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely.
On where exactly to give this money.
Can you say, sorry, what you're doing for your firefighters right now? Just because I know this is...
I would say it's very early on. They're just processing this right now. So, I mean, they're in shock. So is that a fair statement?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would say let's give it a day or two, and
we have mobilized peer support groups from all over the region for our people, and so that is something that we've already put into place. But like Sheriff has said, we don't know exactly all the extent of what we're going to need to do for our people just yet.
I did get information that some Black Hawk helicopters were also committed in the event that we needed to go.
The Idaho National Guard was prepared to provide a Black Hawk should we need one.
So, let's go here.
To your knowledge, is there any special significance to either June 29th or to the mountain that this happened?
No. Nope.
Is there any information you have on when the firefighters were shot at to begin with? Was it when they were actively fighting, or was it?
Well, it at approximately 1,400 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a potential for this situation to shift policy or add policies to the fire department in any way? I know you guys.
As a rule, you know, what's predictable is preventable. In this situation, I'm just not sure how it could have possibly been predicted. So it's really hard to policy that out. But we will be doing a complete review.
You know, you can anticipate or expect some of these things to occur in a urban setting. You can. I've seen it myself.
So we still have no idea who did this,
in
right?
a rural setting, this is very, very, very rare in a rural setting. I mean, I've never seen it. Seen it many times in an urban setting. I have not seen it in a rural setting.
We have learned.
Yes, sir. Well, you got the last question. Lucky you.
How involved were the firefighters in battling this blaze when they arrived there? Was it pretty immediate that these shots rang out, or were they dousing it with water?
Do you know what time they arrived on scene? Yeah.
My understanding is that they were doing a reconnaissance on the fire initially, and that there actually was not any active firefighting at that point. So it was right early on in the incident.
And there was only one fire. I know that there was, misinformation out there that there were multiple fires started, that there was just the one fire.
Correct.
So for the CUNY County Fire, can you spell her name for me? I'm so sorry.
Her last name is Holley, Holley.
The Idaho State Police is handling the officer-involved shooting aspect of this investigation. And if you have any questions to them, or our commissioner, the chairman of the board, Bruce Matari. You can, or if you'd like to say anything.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll say something here because there's my name's Bruce Matari. I am the chairman of the board of the county commissioners in Kootenai County. First, I want to extend my most sincerest condolences to the loved ones of the firemen we lost today, and give my prayers to those injured and fighting for their lives.
Yep.
What happened was senseless and tragic beyond words. I also want to highlight the incredible rapid response from Sheriff Norris and his office, and how they rallied quickly with surrounding law enforcement agencies at the local, state, and federal level, and that includes outside the state in Washington. They quickly contained the suspect and prevented him from further harm to others. The response was phenomenal. June 29, 2025 is a day that we will not forget in this community. It is the day evil showed its face, and we lost two outstanding professionals of the highest quality. And I cannot fathom why anyone would commit such a heinous act. This kind of senseless violence is unheard of here, as the sheriff had mentioned. This is not who we are as a community. And when you hear how others portray the people who live here on the news, it's not true. What happened here decades ago is not reflective of the fine people who live here today. And I want everyone to know that this is a wonderful place to live, to raise your family, and visit. It is a place that is comprised of caring and considerate people who look out for each other. And we, this community, will look out for those who are grieving from this tragic loss of their loved ones today. And I ask that the people watching allow time for this community to heal from this unbelievable loss. And that I also want to thank the fact that, the resources are here and that they've been made available at the state level to support our local law enforcement and even at the federal level. It was an outstanding response, and Sheriff Norris and his office deserve all the credit for that. So thank you.
All right, folks, this is my, oh, he's coming back.
Question. All right.
You said Washington and Idaho, of course, responded, but I thought I saw mutual aid license plates from Montana. Can you comment at all about if Montana delivered any mutual aid?
I believe Montana was on scene also, yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, just real quick, are there any evacuations planned for the fire?
At this time, no. But I encourage you, if you haven't signed up for Kootenai Alerts, to make sure that we sign up for Kootenai Alerts.
All right, that is the final question. Who cares? Maybe I'm crazy. This is my personal opinion. I feel like when we have a press conference like this and we get this little information, it's because there is some other complicating factor in this situation. The reason why we're getting so little information, a name, who did it, why did they do it, is because what they know is a little bit too complicated for us to know right now. Or at least that's what they think. They think that, okay, this situation is a little bit too, like they need to get a better, firmer grasp of the details. For example, I'll give you an example. Whether or not this is true, I don't know. Someone in the chat said earlier that the shooter might be a fellow fire officer who was recently fired or lost his job or was a disgruntled employee or something like that. Somebody who worked at the agency, something like that. You can imagine if that was the scenario, they would probably not talk about that tonight. That is something that would come out later that maybe we would learn a week from now. Who knows? So I would bet that this situation is a little bit messy. Obviously, people have died, but I'm talking beyond that. I would bet that this situation is a little bit messy, a little bit gnarly, some really maybe uncomfortable details, and that's why we're not really learning anything tonight. And maybe we're going to learn more about it in the future at some point, but who knows? Folks, it is 10 p.m. Okay, I am supposed to be off work by 9. My wife is going to kill me. My wife is going to be pissed. So I need to get out of here. I'm going to wrap up the show. Thank you all very much for tuning into the emergency broadcast tonight. I'll be back tomorrow with another live stream probably, and a video definitely. So, everybody keep these two firefighters or their families in your prayers that lost their lives. There's one that's recovering right now. Hopefully he survives. He's in the hospital. Terrible situation. Really, really terrible. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Have a great night. Have a great morning, and we'll do something. We'll touch base tomorrow. So thank you all very